Oh, wait, I see something loading. Here we go. The monitor, streaming monitor is going up right now.
All right.
I think we're live.
Are we?
I think so.
Let's find out.
Do it live!
Is that true?
Looks like we're live.
Oh my goodness.
Oops, we're on the lead actress category. Let's get rid of that one. Let's pull up our Twitter, why don't we?
Yep, looks like we're live on Twitter.
All right, cool. So let's pull up the Twitter feed.
This is a fascinating little monologue he's got going.
Yep, we're live.
Nice. All right, welcome everybody. Some small technical difficulties.
And we're here on Twitter, not Facebook, correct?
We've got about a 30-second delay because I just saw my drink happen.
Oh yeah, it'll be about 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's not very attractive. I will have to do something about that.
This is very exciting. This is the first live performance from us all here at Awards Radar. Should I do like a little welcome?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, do it.
All right. Everyone, it's the Emmys. A really weird Emmys. It's virtual. There are cardboard cutouts of Billy Porter and Sandra Oh. This is very exciting and different. And here at Awards Radar, we are so excited for you to be watching us. I am Max Joseph. I am kind of hosting, but we're all going to kind of just like chat. I have Ryan McQuade. Say hello, Ryan. Oh,
hello, everyone.
He's so handsome. Anna, how are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm excited for the Emmys. It's been a good day.
Good. Anna, yourself?
Hey.
What's up? We have Lucas, who is the man behind the curtain. He looks dashing as ever.
Thank you.
We have, that's me. Abe, I have a question. How does one say your last name?
Thanks for asking. It's Friedtanzer.
Friedtanzer. That is a handsome name. I love that.
Thank you. Happy to be
we
here.
Have Abe. Steven, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing all right. Finally relaxed. Ready to watch some good awards.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what the first category is. I should plug my computer in. We can start with, does anyone have like a favorite show of the year?
Schitt's Creek.
I second that.
After reading Abe's our predictions, I know that he's not too big a fan of Schitt's Creek.
That's true. I've gotten some slack for it. I don't have a problem with it. I really liked The Great, which unfortunately is not nominated in a lot of categories tonight, which is a shame.
It made a few.
It's a good show. It's a good show. It's just not Schitt's Creek.
That is very accurate. I'm kind of hoping it just kind of sweeps everything. I'm hoping it does drama, even though it's not nominated for drama.
I mean, it deserves everything it's nominated for. So
that
it does.
Do you think? See this whole? I don't know. We're probably all on different, times of this stream. Oh, look, it's Hugh Jackman. So I don't know if you all see Hugh Jackman. So we're all going to be at different places. But I'm
seeing Jennifer Aniston right now.
I got Jennifer.
You're probably ahead of me.
I got Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, good. I see Kenan Thompson.
In person, Jennifer.
We're starting with lead actress in a comedy series.
What? Catherine O'Hara? Let's freaking go.
I'm just saying that we're all going to give a shout out to Schitt's Creek right now because that is definitely one of my favorites. I hope they sweep.
All
right, but so we're going into lead actress. Is that in a comedy?
Yeah, throw that up on the screen.
Let's do it.
Hold on.
Who here is streaming on a computer or on a Roku or something like that? I am.
Computer.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to. I don't know how we're gonna do this. There's no way.
We're all on different times.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I'm on cable TV, so
yeah, I can switch to that. But Max just moved, so he's setting up his home is just being set up.
Yeah, I literally moved in today. So
knock on your neighbor's door and ask them to turn the Emmys up.
Yeah, just be like, hey, I got a pie here.
Oh, yeah. Jennifer Aniston just entered, so someone's gonna have to take the lead. Billy.
Okay, I'm watching Jennifer Aniston just enter too. I'm actually behind you. I'm gonna go kick my family out of the other television room.
I'll tell you.
Someone take the lead. Abe, how about you?
Yeah, so Tracy Ellis Ross is being announced now, and then Rachel Brosnahan, I believe, is the final nominee, who will be
Max, can you throw that? Or Lucas, can you throw that up on the screen?
Who do you need?
What is this? This is best
Actress.
Lead actress
Yeah,
in a
in the
comedy.
lead.
I have that up right now. Christina Applegate, Rachel Brosnahan, Linda Cardellini, Catherine O'Hara.
Oh,
no, on
yeah,
the
she's
screen.
announcing.
and they're about to announce the winner.
Okay.
Catherine O'Hara.
Oh,
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, it is.
So lead actress. Final bets. Final bets.
It's
Catherine
O'Hara.
O'Hara. It has to be
Definitely.
Catherine
Catherine
O'Hara.
O'Hara.
All
It's gotta
O'Hara.
be.
If she doesn't win, it's an injustice in the entirety of TV.
I
If
agree.
it was
win.
Linda Cardellini, I'd be
win.
so happy, but it's not.
I wouldn't mind her either, but she should win for Home Alone. Just for that.
Well, that's
Plus
why
the other 20 years after.
They always award you for this stuff you did 10 years ago. So let's see what happens.
Or 25.
It's a good lineup. It's a good lineup.
I'm going to watch the reaction show while I'm in a reaction show. I'm watching the faces to see what happens.
Someone make a horrid face, like something awful happened. Like
I'm reading Anna's
They're
face.
they're
right now.
burning the card to desanitize it.
Like, what is
Oh.
going on? This is an elaborate bit.
It is. I hope they don't do it for every category. That's gonna be a really long show.
interesting.
Okay. So I'm just seeing Tracy Ellis Ross.
Me too. Well,
They're still talking. I don't know what's
This is. I know we're not supposed to curse, but this is something.
a little much.
Just announce.
Creative cursing.
Like at this point, it's like announce the award.
Do the good place type cursing. Or what the fork is fine.
I'm just trying to find the link that
Catherine
would be
O'Hara.
okay.
O'Hara. Woo!
Your winner. Y'all are ahead, but I'm
It's
so
Freak
thrilled.
finally.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hope they sweep.
Oh,
And I hope she accepts it in the.
and it's kind of great. All the Schitt's Creek
in the
cast
Moira
are together.
You know
It's-
when
it's
like
nice to have them together like that.
you know in Harry Potter when Dursley said justice. That's this moment right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for her. I'm just trying
I
to
don't
find
even
another
care what
link.
happens for the rest of the night. I'm so happy about this. Even though Dan Levy deserves to win director, writing, and acting.
That's a fact.
I think he'll win all three.
They'll probably split his wins.
I mean, Happy Ending was a perfect finale to a show. Like, wonderfully written, hilarious, just a wonderful show.
Even I enjoyed it, I'll admit.
It just makes me so.
Meanwhile-
I'm so happy. I'm just so happy right now. Like she deserves.
She hasn't
everything.
even on my screen. They're still doing the bit. When you said the bit, I'm like, they're just announcing the nominees.
Now you
No,
see
okay.
what I'm saying, Max. It is.
Oh God, this is good. Yeah, Catherine O'Hara. Oh look, I found it. There she is.
Are you seeing our live stream?
Oh my God. I love that theme song too. I know y'all are way ahead of me, but like, just gonna throw it out there.
I like that they're all, after watching some of the Creative Arts Emmy Awards, I like that the people are actually together because they didn't have that
Mhm.
before. I think that's really nice, a nice touch.
All right.
All right, so
We're going to a commercial.
we're
We're
going
going
to.
to commercial. That's good to know.
So do you think there's
Can't wait.
anybody who bet against Catherine O'Hara?
I don't know why you would. I
It
mean,
was a
it just.
great category, though. I mean, there's a lot of ones. It could have gone to a lot of different ones, I think.
I was happy to see Linda Cardellini nominated. She did
Me
deserve.
too.
She did deserve that nomination.
And also Christina Applegate. I thought that was a really strong performance she had in that show. I mean,
I don't find it much of a comedy though. I don't recall laughing more than a couple times.
Yeah, it's a dark comedy. Honestly, if you notice, they split a lot of these into comedy and drama, these series, which I think is a total cheat.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm glad Schitt's Creek, as many awards as it can get. This is the first year it's nominated or second year?
It's the second year. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first award, I believe.
So is it a lead actor in a comedy up next?
Yeah, that's what should be up next.
All right.
I'll find out by the Oscars.
And Schitt's Creek had already won casting and costumes earlier.
Earlier. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
the costumes episode that was submitted was the final episode.
I mean, it kind of just makes sense, right? When she walked out, I mean, it was for that wedding. It was like, well, that category is done.
She's a queen. Oh man.
So do you think for the lead actor coming up, I have to embarrassingly say that I've only seen maybe 3 of the ones on here.
Are we doing actor in a comedy? Is that what's next?
Lead actor in a comedy is next, correct.
I think Schitt's Creek is going to just sweep it all. I think Rami Youssef has some buzz, but I think the fact that his show got snubbed for best comedy series means that it unfortunately doesn't have the what it needs, which is a shame. But I know everyone will be happy for Eugene Levy, and I will be too, because I like him, even if I don't love the show as much as every other person in the world.
It's going to be such a beautiful moment when he wins.
Has The Good Place won yet? Any seasons?
No, and that's
So
where I
that's a
think
spoiler.
there's a
That could be the
potential
spoiler.
spoiler.
That's
I
Ted
think it's
Danson
Ted
could be the
Danson.
spoiler.
Yeah.
Really?
But Ted Danson is a previous winner, so it's not like he's a Henry Winkler and he's due for anything.
That's
No,
true.
but
they
it's a
could
great
honor him for the
way-
final season.
Yeah, it's a great way to honor the final season of the show.
But Schitt's Creek had a final season too, so
Exactly. I think those two.
Well,
are good.
that's
since
true.
Eugene Levy won. But Rami Youssef, he's also kind of hit the scene really, really big and strong. And I really personally don't think his second season was as strong as the first. So, and who knows if there's any how many eyes are really on that show of his.
I thought it was very strong, but I don't think it's hard to qualify him as a lead actor because he literally barely appears in a few of the episodes.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali was like he kind of took the reins in season 2.
I just don't even know how to classify them. It's harder than the like Saturday Night Live players that you're like, could you really call them supporting his mother, his sister, who they have one amazing episode that they're really the lead in, and then they barely appear the rest of the season. And I don't think we have an Emmy category for what that means. Like Andrew Scott in Black Mirror, he's the lead, but he's a guest actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the categories do get a little convoluted actually when they
get a little muddy.
Yeah.
For sure. But I mean, I think it is Levy, but I'm still cautious about Dan Levy, at least in supporting actor.
Did anybody watch the Kaminsky
Really?
Method?
I'm one of its few fans.
Okay, so I was gonna say I never watched.
So
it.
it's you. That's why they keep making that show for you, Abe.
My fault. My family also, but no, it is good, and they do a good job. I don't know why people seem to hate it so much, but
Well, it's about actors.
I think it's a
that's true.
Chuck Lorre kind of thing too, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's among the best things that he's
Yeah.
done, certainly.
Well, I think that. Well, that's what I was saying. I think that there's sort of like a love-hate relationship with a lot of people with Chuck Lorre's projects.
That's fair.
That's true. It's a
So
very specific voice, I think, that the kind of stuff he does. A tone and a tempo that he does. But it's on Netflix, right? So it's like
it's a little bit
and
different.
it's
Yeah.
still similar Chuck Lorre like pacing and things. I never actually watched it, so I'm kind of asking.
It has actually. I would say its pacing is pretty good, and there's no laugh track, which is unlike most of those.
Thank God.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
Oh, apparently we're back.
All right, picks. What do we have? We have we're doing lead comedy. Actor.
Yep.
All right. I'm still catching up mentally, so I'm gonna take a few minutes before I'm clicking in. I'm hoping Levy again for a career's worth of work. I don't like career, rewarding someone for their past work, but his work
Yeah.
on the show was tremendous, and it only points out how he's been ignored for 30 years by most of the American public. So, people know him from American Pie, but he's got decades of excellent work before that. So
Yeah,
I'd
if you
love
listen to Mark Maron, check out his interview on there because it's really spectacular. And his son as well was on Mark Maron, so they both had
But also
full-
like Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Him
That's,
and Catherine
that's
O'Hara
comfort
and
viewing
those.
for me. I could watch those anytime.
That is some of the greatest comedic work ever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's worth noting that he does have 2 Emmys already for variety writing for
Right.
TV Network 80, but that's Network 90. That's 40 years ago. I mean, that's a long time ago. So
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would say that he's been rewarded sufficiently.
Go
No.
if you want another podcast. If you want to appreciate Levy and O'Hara more, Conan O'Brien's whatever it's called, his podcast where he interviewed them. I love them before. I love them more after. It's an amazing interview, and the way he helps her get into character just by asking her to pronounce the title of the Cameron film Avatar. Just the way they do that, I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
They're really having a lot of fun doing sketches related to social distancing and
COVID and sort of
bubbles
like,
and all that, and seem to
I
have a
would just
lot of
prefer
stuff.
them announce the winners.
yeah, it's like
Prolong it.
make this a very quick episode or quick ceremony. But
Yeah,
instead-
we're all here for the winners, but I guess everyone else is here for the
I mean, the best bet would be to say how long will they go over the
Yeah,
request
Jesus.
time.
at this point it
Audience.
might be like 2 hours. I mean, but that's kind of what you get when you get, I guess, Kimmel to do this stuff. I mean, his Oscars were notoriously long too. So
Well, because Jimmy Kimmel doesn't know when to shut up.
Tell us how you really feel.
I mean, he's not
Victor,
going to win.
number one fan.
It's not. I mean, he's got to have something. It's not like he's going to win later for his category.
Okay, so we are in lead actor in a comedy series. They're announcing now the nominees.
And the nominees are. Do we have, all right, final bets?
I'm gonna go with Eugene Levy. I mean, for me, it's Eugene Levy first, and then Rami Youssef after. I think Eugene Levy's just so beloved, and Schitt's Creek is even more right now.
Yep,
And then if not him, then Rami Youssef.
Agreed.
agreed.
I'll go
Can't argue.
Levy as well, but keep out for Danson. I wouldn't be surprised.
I would say
Surprise
that's
Manson.
look out for him or Yusuf.
I'm saying Levy.
Oh,
if
yeah.
I pronounced 100 names wrong tonight, I apologize. I pronounced my own name wrong.
We should,
Hilarious on The Good Place, and I've only seen a smattering of episodes, but he's always funny on that.
The
He's
Good
great,
Place.
but I don't even know that he's the best part of it. I think that show deserves a lot more praise.
Yeah, it does, exactly.
The supporting actors are the best part of it.
Absolutely.
They cram a lot of comedy into that 23 minutes or whatever it is.
It's also one of those shows you need to watch a few times, the episodes.
Yeah.
Because you miss so many little allusions and jokes that went over your head.
That's the same thing with Park and Recs. I mean, I've watched that
Yeah.
show God knows how many times, and you still pick up little things you miss.
Same show creator, right? Showrunner?
Yes.
Michael Schur? Yeah.
Oh, Parks and Rec, yeah.
That's
we're
the kind of comedy
announcing
they
that.
do. It's
Here we
just-
go.
Oh, here we are.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah, Eugene Levy. Woo!
I'm still behind. My God.
oh yeah, me too. I'm just saying yay anyway.
But I'm live.
You can still.
Hey, now I got it. There you go.
It's just so nice
Oh.
seeing them so happy.
They are just saying Don Cheadle for me.
He did not win.
Well, no, I've realized
Wait,
that.
everyone, don't ruin it for Max.
Oh yeah, everyone.
Spoiler
wait,
alert.
everyone be quiet.
Look at his son's eyes. His glasses are steaming up.
Oh,
It's so cute.
It's really
I
nice.
love this. This is so cute. Someone cry. I'll cry.
I cry on the inside.
He's Conan.
This is so
He
awesome.
does it
So when they delivered the Emmys, did they just deliver it to that tent? Because it seems like everyone's just going to get the Emmys there.
It's a good plan. Even the drama ones, right?
Yeah, yeah. Succession to Catherine O'Hara.
I can't wait to see who wins. How's his speech? Is it lovely?
It's lovely. It's very Eugene Levy.
Ugh.
It's just so nice.
It'll be even more lovely in about 2 minutes for you.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah,
at
it was just announced that he won. Literally just announced. Oh my God. Oh, this is so sweet.
See, everyone who's watching gets to relive it twice.
The hazmat suit, dear God. I don't think there's ever been a cuter like human being than Mr. Levy.
The real question I have now is, can Annie Murphy win also? Because I think we're all predicting a lot more for Schitt's Creek. Can she do it? Or is it Alex
No.
Borstein again? Is that what you think?
It's
Anna?
Alex Borstein.
She had a great season,
she
though.
kills it. In
I'm gonna go Schitt's Creek just for the hell of it.
I'm starting to doubt myself. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I mean,
Don't doubt yourself. And what did you call her in your? I had to change to edit it a little bit because you called her a stuck-up character.
No, did I say that?
I had to change it a little bit because I was like, Alexis isn't stuck up.
No,
I mean,
she actually has the best character arc I think on the entire
Yeah,
show.
she does.
Agreed.
And she
it
changed.
wasn't,
Yeah, she
meant to,
changed.
wasn't meant to be reductive. I think that it's, the same. Yeah.
I read it and I was like, oh, he doesn't like Schitt's Creek. That I was like, I'm just gonna finesse it a little bit so it doesn't piss off a bunch of people who do love Schitt's Creek.
I do tend to piss off a
walk
lot
it
of
back
Schitt's Creek
now.
fans. I also don't love Succession. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, Abe. Oh boy.
I know.
Abe.
Why am I even on that? You can kick me off now.
Hold on.
Goodbye.
Lucas, drop him.
I can. I have full control.
But Abe, you're not the first one, Abe. I know a ton of people that couldn't get past the first season of Succession because they couldn't get past the first couple episodes because of how sort of abrasive the characters really are.
Right. And I think I can appreciate. I don't dislike either one of them.
No, yeah.
There are some shows like How to Get Away with Murder. Whenever I watch the episodes, Emmy episodes, I can't stand that show. These shows, I understand why people like them.
I personally like having people in my circle that have varying opinions and tastes of mine. So you're allowed to stay on.
So we're doing writing in a comedy series right now. That's
Which we all think is happy ending, or is it going to be whenever you're ready, the Good Place finale?
Oh.
Tough call, right?
I think
I'm gonna be that guy who does like the one that everyone else doesn't do. So I'm gonna go. I assume that no one else is gonna choose the Good Place, so I'm gonna choose Good Place.
I would love for it to be The Great, but I actually think the pilot is the weakest episode of The Great. I think it got
Yeah.
a lot better after that, and so while it would be exciting to see that, it's not. I'm not rooting for that in the same way.
Sure.
Are we on comedy writing right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're on
Okay, Dan
copyright.
Levy's got to win for happy ending for Schitt's Creek. That was a great episode.
Do you like it? That's the
Win.
feeling I'm getting. You sort of enjoyed it.
No, I don't.
It's gonna be Schitt's Creek, but
It's
just
gotta
for
be.
fun. Oh yeah, no, I think it's gonna
Just-
be. It feels like it's gonna be a Schitt's Creek year. It feels like a sweeping kind of year.
Well,
I
I mean,
also-
the episode was very clever, incorporating like the happy ending of both, like in the
Right.
sexual nature and then like the fairy tale happy ending. I just thought that was so clever.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
called
if-
Stick the Landing. They really did it with that, where all the characters felt completely wrapped up.
Right. I don't understand What We Would Do in the Shadows, love. I watched it. After
Oh
Hamid.
no!
It's
Hey.
All right,
fun.
now you're kicked off.
Yeah,
I know.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. No, it's wonderful. The second
It's
season
with
was
3 episodes. It's not going to win with 3 different episodes nominated. I don't
it
think.
was so good.
With Johnny Dakota.
Yes, that
I
Alone.
mean, the cast alone, like, it's just one of my favorite shows right now.
So what's going on, everyone? What's happening on the television?
I like that. Nobody picked up that.
Dan
Steve-
Levy won.
Dan Levy.
Happy ending.
Yep.
This is such a great night, guys.
Damn,
Sorry,
there's-
Abe.
I told you I was happy for.
I'm not.
Steve.
I'm okay. They're so. Why could I couldn't be upset if people are so happy? Come on.
Oh, because he's so cute and talented and perfect.
I
That's
mean,
an
Give him his
accurate
Emmy,
statement.
people. Where's his Emmy?
somebody give him the award.
Needs Mariah Carey to hand him the award.
I like that he's not holding it because he can talk with his hands, which is expressive, you know? That's
Yeah.
better.
And I love what he says about writing the characters of David Rose and Patrick, and how he took the opportunity to tell like a successful, positive gay love story on television, which is something that you don't always see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, there's no tragedies involved like you see in so many other shows. It was just something that you just enjoyed watching and took in
Absolutely.
and rooted for them.
Yeah. I do wish they would spread out the awards a little bit more, especially because like Schitt's Creek is going to stop winning things in a little bit. If they, no, I mean just time wise, like that we do some drama, some.
Oh, Abe, I wasn't wowing you. I was wowing him, shouting out Issa Rae, in his speech. But no, I'm more for spreading the wealth when, you know. But I think, you know, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel has won a ton of Emmys before. That's why I'd lean towards something like maybe What We Do in the Shadows, which I really like, or The Good Place getting some love too. But I'm totally on board for sort of the Schitt's Creek sweep tonight, because I mean we've had years where Veep has done it, and and it's multiple years.
We've never swept everything. That's
no, but it feels like it. It's felt like it. I mean, that show has a ton of Emmys. And this show for 4 or 5 years was non-existent at this award show. So to even if it is sort of like a, hey, you're on the way out and next year will be totally completely different and it'll kind of just open back up. I'm totally down for it because, you know, it's kind of like the Emmys finally realizing that they did something that they were wrong for all those years to not even include it in the conversation. People found it using Netflix and stuff. It's a great achievement.
Yeah, especially when season 6 wasn't even their strongest season. I think season 4 was their strongest, season 4 and 5. So for them to finally notice it in their last 2 seasons, I think is a disservice to the show, because I mean it was great from the get-go, and it's one of those shows where it only got stronger. Even though, like I just said, that the 6th season wasn't its best, but still it stood on its own and it's still great. But, you know, I think spreading the wealth is important, but I think that we still need to honor shows that deserve those awards too. And I mean, last year we saw Fleabag win everything, and Maisel in its first season won actress and writing and directing and show and supporting actress and everything.
Well, in terms of deserving shows, I would really love to see Yvonne Orji win Best Supporting Actress for Insecure, because I think that's another show that's been on for a few years that never got the love it deserves. And to me, it's been consistently terrific. I think season 4 was just as good as season 1. And especially, I don't think she submitted well, though. And I wrote about it in my piece for Awards Radar, that if you watch the whole season, you're watching an episode that is narrative based. And so you don't get to really understand why she's so good in it if you don't know her. But I would love, I didn't expect her to get nominated, and I was thrilled that she did. I didn't predict her because I thought no one was noticing her.
Hey, Max, can you pull up what kind of Emmy love The Good Place has gotten in the past? Can you let me know? I'm not the almanac like you guys are.
We also can pull it up on our...
but I just don't see... I think this year with Maisel, What We Do in the Shadows, Schitt's Creek, and The Good Place, I hope they spread the love a little bit, because
Good Place hasn't won an Emmy yet.
Those are all 4 very deserving shows.
And Kristen Bell didn't get nominated this year, which
is a tragedy.
I don't expect it to happen. I would just like to see it happen. Make up an Emmy.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as unexpected Emmy nominations go, Zendaya, I was thrilled to see her nominated. I know we're jumping.
So deserved.
I'm predicting her to win.
Because shows like
too.
Euphoria that are centered around teenagers and teenage problems never get noticed, and they always just, you know, fall right, you know, to the back of people's minds and aren't really watched. And to have her nominated for an outstanding performance is incredible, especially because she's a Disney darling too. I mean, I would love it if she won. I'm not sure if she will.
I think she has a really good chance.
I
just don't know what to do with that category. I mean, because is it Laura Linney? Is it Jennifer Aniston? Is it Olivia Colman? You have 3 people who are so...
Olivia Colman.
And that's why I think they go Zendaya. I think
Yeah.
everyone else kind of canceled each other out in a way, and she could sneak in there because that show, I wasn't that interested. I saw the trailers. I'm like, baby. One episode in, I fell in love, and I was so amazed how immersive it was, and so many different story angles told in a way that was just easier to embrace than I expected. I thought I was going to feel like, an outsider looking in at some world, and it brings you in and made you understand these characters and their individual arcs.
And that
I
how
thought it was
gritty
incredible.
teenage life is. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm far away from that life, but I mean, the way teenagers experience the world now is completely different than the way we
Yeah.
did, and they are dealing with a lot more issues when it comes to substance abuse and their sexuality and what people think about it, especially with how they're raised and the troubles that they have to deal with every single day. And I think Euphoria kind of like hit the nail on the head.
Mhm.
Was showing the most gritty way possible.
Being a teenager still, I can tell you, it is accurate.
Did you just say being a teenager still?
With
Yes,
the
I still have a
grades
few months left.
I
do
love
think that,
I love the performance too. I think it is a more subtle performance than the other ones, which are more showy. Especially Jennifer Aniston on that show. I mean, that show is like the most showy show of all shows. But I think that there's something worth rewarding for that because I think it's the most nuanced performance in the category. But I did love Coleman in The Crown. I love season 3 of The Crown. I thought it was its best season yet.
I agree, but I didn't love the finale, and I don't like that both she and Helena Bonham Carter submitted that episode.
That was a mistake.
Aberfan for Coleman and Margaretology for Carter. That would have been the way to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was even a big fan of Tobias Menzies, and I was so sad that.
And Josh O'Connor. I wish
mean,
all four of them were
Oh,
nominated.
they were so great. Menzies especially. I mean, he was wonderful.
Moondust. Oh, what an episode!
What a show.
Are we back on? Is
We
the
are
show back
back
on yet?
We have
We're back on now.
Are we on?
All right, because I
Series
have
directing? Is
some
that the next
trivia
category?
and some fun things that I want to play with everyone. It's gonna be really good.
Okay.
I just don't know because I'm still at a commercial for deliciouswin.com.
Yeah, we're already at another stupid bit.
with
Perfect.
About Russia
Ian
trying to
Carrigan
infiltrate
from
the
Barry.
Emmys.
I loved him in season 1 of Barry. I must say, he was so good. I wished he had been nominated for that instead of season 2. So good.
It really does go to show how much an audience really helps make things funny or funnier.
That's real.
Sometimes it doesn't though, because they ain't laughing at even then. So
No.
that's when these bits aren't working.
Like it was tough watching the Saturday Night Live from home because there was no laughter, except for the first episode where you had that awkward laughter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't mind if you're not gonna do it, the laughter for the majority of the episode, but when they did that, like, for Weekend Update, I guess, laughter, I couldn't watch. It was
I couldn't watch it. It was cringeworthy.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank God they didn't continue that.
We're doing directing now.
Directing.
Okay. Final guesses.
Just Greek. Come on.
yeah.
Interesting. That's bold. It's bold.
Actually, I think it might be Amy Sherman Palladino.
I think
You
it's
think
the
they'll
Great
choose
Maisel
Mark?
I think it might be Maisel.
or Maisel. I think the Great
No.
Maisels are mine.
Oh, Schitt's Creek.
If it was this episode of The Great that they're showing clips from,
Oh,
that would be
yeah.
great, but that's not the one that's nominated.
That is the one thing about Schitt's Creek. I'm not like the direction's not anything really special.
This was a great episode of Rami too.
Oh, Rami.
I don't see that happening.
Lucas,
Yeah.
you have the writing comedy covered up with Schitt's Creek,
No.
unless you're seeing the future.
No, right now I have directing comedy series up. Maybe you have like slow connection or something, but right now
There
we're
we go.
starting
Yeah,
at
it must be
30.
delayed. Okay, I'm looking at 12.
As we've discussed, Stephen, we are both very behind.
No, I'm actually caught up. I'm just behind mentally.
I actually enjoyed the Family series finale. I stopped watching it a few years ago, but the finale was fun.
It was.
I
wouldn't
stopped
hate it
watching
if it
that
won.
many years ago for sure.
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 seasons ago.
About like 20 seasons ago when it started.
It was really, really good when it
It
started.
was great.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to announce
If it's not
Can't
Schitt's
wait.
Creek, it's one of the Maisel episodes. I mean, it is a beautifully directed series.
Well, it would be a great place to award Rami.
Anna?
Yay!
Yes.
What was it
Come on,
for?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If they're awarding him here, they may throw Tony Shalhoub, the actor, in supporting.
So
Like
almost
Jason
Mrs.
Bateman
Maisel
last
won
year?
For us
Yeah.
also.
Enough.
But Jason Bateman to beat all the Game of Thrones episodes, like, my God.
Wasn't it nice last year that Game of Thrones didn't sweep and win everything? Even if
I mean, I think also because Game of Thrones the last season was garbage. But I mean, you have to go back to those episodes were amazingly filmed, regardless of how crappy they were. So the fact that they didn't win, especially what was it, the fight? I forget the name of the episode.
The Long Night?
One. Yeah, the Long Night.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Has Schitt's Creek lost an Emmy yet? I don't think so.
Not
Right.
yet.
A ton
Was it
last
nominated
night, so
for
they
any
might have
creative?
lost a couple last night.
I think
or
No,
last
I mean
night.
just tonight, like during the
Tonight,
ceremony.
no.
They
They've won everything so far,
Damn.
and that's
I mean,
and, and that's
there's only the only nominations that we've seen. They've won them all.
Right.
Which again, I think I'd be a lot more excited if I was passionate about the show the same way. But I still like spreading the wealth a little bit.
Abe, it's okay to be wrong. It just, you know,
It is. It is.
it all happens to all of us. Opinions are opinions until, you know, you don't agree with me.
And they're facts.
You're learning.
So we got, what do we have next?
Schitt's Creek's gonna win something else.
I
Okay.
think it's supporting actor.
They used to start every show with supporting actor. but
Yeah, comedy supporting
actress,
actor. I think that's also going to be a easy one.
I'd be happy if it was Mahershala Ali though, and I don't think it would detract because as we just saw, he just got 2 Emmys and he's part of the producing team too, so he'll win later.
I mean,
I'd say give the actor and actress to Schitt's Creek, and then give series to The Good Place.
No way.
No,
yeah,
that doesn't
best
happen.
written, best acted, best directed. Yeah, but you're not the best show.
They can walk away with
That's
7
what
or
I'm
6 awards and be happy, and then other people can be happy too.
I don't know.
Why make
Does that
Ted
ever
Danson
happen?
Why
Does that
make
ever
Ted
happen?
Danson fall? I don't. Max?
I think more with the Oscars, that kind of stuff.
I was gonna say that's an Oscar thing where
Yeah.
like when one movie wins everything and then all of a sudden Moonlight wins Best Picture.
I'd be happy if William Jackson Harper won for The Good Place. He'd be the representative nomination, the win. That's fine with me.
Yo, that would be amazing.
That's much more likely, I think.
Also, why is Sterling K. Brown nominated? I don't know.
Because it's just like there's Sterling.
He was good.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
He
Yeah.
is
If you
brilliant.
love him-
I
if you
watched
love
Sterling K.
Sterling.
Brown back when he was doing Army Wives, so I know how brilliant he is. I'm just saying he wasn't like crazy brilliant in Maisel.
So here we go.
I love
Daniel Levy, guys,
wait, we're on
this is an
supporting
amazing
actor,
night.
sorry.
Sorry.
I have closed captioning on, and it came up with his name before they announced it. The closed
Wait.
captioning is ahead of my broadcast.
Guys, this is yay.
What?
Did he win?
He
Yes,
won
Of course he won,
Emmy.
guys. Come on.
All right.
I
An
could
Emmy
barely
winner.
hear anything. God, they are killing. When was the last time? Because I don't know the answer. That this happened to like a
anywhere.
comedy series.
Hold on. On here.
I think 30
Sorry,
Rock.
Max, I didn't hear your question, but all I gotta say is poor Annie Murphy because she's probably not gonna win.
Mm.
Yeah, this is going to Annie Murphy. It's not.
I mean, the thing we have to remember during award shows, and I always forget this, is that just because things win doesn't mean someone's then voting differently. I remember during the Oscars in 2015 when everyone was thinking George Miller for Mad Max Fury Road, and I was like, this guy's gonna win. He's so popular, but they already voted, and so the fact that they were all thanking him in these technical categories didn't actually influence it.
Yeah, or kind of like when Grand Budapest was getting everything a couple of years ago, and
Exactly.
then, yeah, but I don't know. Just
Right. And to your question
Seems like-
earlier,
seems like these Canadians are just gonna sweep into everyone's heart and get
Yeah.
all the awards. And she did submit good episodes. So
Max, I think that 30 Rock was the last show that was nominated in all these categories, but it definitely didn't win supporting actor, supporting
No,
actress.
I mean, I think
Right.
the
So
only
I think we have to go back a lot further. to
yeah,
find out.
Mahershala. Where's Mahershala? He's on the live cam.
Oh.
I love Mahershala Ali.
Zendaya, beautiful queen.
I just saw him get the win.
Welcome to the present.
Kind of. I assume his speech is over.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
moved on
yeah.
to Zendaya
Yes.
talking.
Oh,
Are we on to supporting actresses in a comedy?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, I'll switch over.
Yep. Supporting actress, then comedy series.
woohoo!
Okay.
Let me know when we're on a commercial.
We're doing a bit with Issa Rae right now.
Oh, I love her. Mm.
Someone I follow on Twitter was just saying that Dan Levy being placed in supporting is considered a category fraud. So let's open that up for debate. I think he's a supporting character, but then all four of them are kind of I think they're all four supporting characters in a sense. They all have equal time. Yeah, it's an ensemble show.
I'm fine
I
with
can
it.
see it being argued, but like,
I agree with it being supporting. I don't think this is category fraud in a sense. I think they all have a screen time and
On the call sheet, who is considered leads? Because maybe that's true that all
Catherine
four-
O'Hara and Eugene Levy are considered
Exactly.
leads.
So then it
Yeah.
makes sense that he can be nominated.
I mean, their names are on the posters, not Dan Levy or Annie Murphy.
Yeah. So
We are at a commercial now, it appears. I think the biggest category fraud that we have this year is Steve Carell and lead actor for the morning show.
Yeah, that's crap.
I think he's excellent, just to be clear, but
Yes.
I would nominate him for supporting because
Yeah.
he, first of all, is barely in a good portion of the first couple episodes. He's very central to the plot, but he's not.
But it's not a show thing. That's a Steve Carell contract thing. That's a you don't like to be in supporting.
Doesn't he do the
Anything.
same with the Oscars? Doesn't he submit as lead when he should be submitting as?
Ergo
But
why
there's also Rob Lowe is the king of that. Rob Lowe, who was lead on every show he ever starred in, including Parks and Rec, Brothers and
Oh, really?
Sisters, The West Wing.
He
He only
was-
was ever nominated for The
He
West
was
Wing. But like,
supporting in Park and Recs, not lead.
yeah,
he submitted as
but
lead.
he
Oh,
submits
he
that way.
submitted as lead? No.
Yeah,
Every
he
show
submits
he
that way
submits as
because of
lead.
his.
No,
yeah,
Nick
that's what
Offerman
we're
should have
saying,
submitted
Rob.
as lead, not
That's-
Rob Lowe.
That's why Carell went in and got lead for Foxcatcher, even though it's clearly.
Yeah, that was
you know,
crap.
you know.
I'm sorry, we're not supposed to curse, but I really want to about that. He deserved the nomination, but not in lead. He was not a lead.
What do we think about Sarah Snook? Is she a lead in Succession?
I thought she was elite this year. I thought she took a big. Siobhan took a big step this year.
I thought she was lead. I thought she was submitted as lead last year as well. They wanted to have a better shot to get her in because Best Actress is really crowded. Not that
Yeah, I think she was lead. I think she was supporting last year. I think she was lead this year for sure.
I still think she's going to win, but I'm not at all confident about it.
No, I'd love if she win. I think she's the second best performance from the cast. Next, of course, Jeremy Strong,
I think he's going to win too.
he's just extraordinary on that show, and I mean it's right up with there as the performance of the year for for me, along with Regina King and Watchmen. But we all just expect greatness from the great Regina King. I mean, she's just
Absolutely.
Regina King. She's
And
wonderful.
she won an Emmy for 7 seconds.
Yeah. For a show that was canceled, and then literally she still won for it because they put it in like miniseries.
Yeah, I don't like that always happens, that you're able to do that. It doesn't make sense to me to do that. Even though I do hope, for instance, I'm wondering whether Run, which is a show that didn't get any Emmy love, will end up being considered a limited series for the Golden Globes and other awards. which is what we saw happen with Watchmen. Watchmen got no nominations when it was a drama series for the Golden Globes, and then now here it is, the most nominated program.
Well, I mean, the Golden Globes aren't necessarily great with their track record in terms of nominating quality work, people of color, you know.
And Run was also not good. So
yeah.
I loved the
But I
pilot.
think
Thought it was interesting.
the pilot was great, but then they lost me at like the third episode, whatever episode it is that the assistant stole the money and then they jumped off the train. I was like, I'm done. This is stupid.
I said you have a show about people on a train. Once they get off the train, why is there still a show? Like
exactly, it's a show about it. Yeah.
And also, I don't know how much HBO is going to want to push Run for anything later on in the year because they're going to have Lovecraft Country and tons.
Are
of
you
other
watching the HBO Max ad that's commercial that's airing right this second?
Well, well, not to brag, but I've already seen tonight's episode of Lovecraft Country, and I think it's a really good series. I know some people are some people like it, some people don't. I'm very positive on the series overall.
I'm struggling with it a little, but I think it's exceptionally done. And so I wouldn't argue that it's not very well made, even though I don't always get into some of its storyline.
I think that last week's episode I really like, and I think the pilot's extraordinary, and in this week's episode, I think a lot of people will enjoy as well. Sort of a bottle episode. So. Little tease for a show that's airing in 8 minutes my time.
If anyone wants to change the channel.
See, this is a better thing that they did with thanking the UPS driver than their little shticks.
We're announcing supporting actress now in a comedy series.
Yep.
Very quickly, all of a sudden.
Yeah, just abruptly.
Their bits are costing them time.
I want more clips. Come on.
I think Alex Borstein's going to take it, but even though I'd love to see Annie Murphy win.
I'd love Betty Gilpin to win because I love Glow.
Glow is fantastic.
I love Glow.
But Kate McKinnon has killed it on SNL as Elizabeth.
She did a great job this
They
year.
announced Annie Murphy last. Does that mean
I'm not a fan. Murphy's my pick.
Cecily Strong was great this year too because I just.
Annie Murphy just won.
God damn, sweep.
A true sweep.
I wonder if The Good Place will still win this comedy series.
No.
Steven?
And now The Good Place for comedy.
You gotta sing a little bit of Alexis.
Come on, it'll win the best comedy series.
That is so amazing.
Wow.
She has to sing a little bit of Alexis now.
Oh.
Good for her.
No, that's a big win.
She was the wild card. She was the wild card in winning tonight.
First category I got wrong tonight.
Good for her.
I think I'm happier with her winning than any of the others, just because I really wasn't expecting her to win this. And even though Alexis is a fantastic character,
she's a forgotten cast member.
So all 4 won, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All 4 cast members won out the door.
I can't remember the last time all 4 acting nominations swept.
Right. That's what I was
trying
going
to think back. I mean,
yeah, 30 Rock was nominated. That was the last one nominated, but nothing.
But they didn't get all of them.
They got 3 out of the 4, I believe.
Right.
They didn't get supporting actress at any point. Just Baldwin and Faye a bunch of times.
Oh, no, you're right.
But
Alex Borstein. Just laying on that bed.
I mean, Alex Borstein definitely deserved it, but she's won the last 2 years, so
yeah,
it's okay.
The same thing we would say about Tony Shalhoub for All of Monk, right? He was good the whole time, but he didn't need to win more than 3 or 4 times.
1 or 2 times is fine.
Look, Tony Shalhoub might be the nicest guy on the planet, but I get so sick and tired of him winning every single award. Like the guy's got enough, for days. Like
right. I also
but he's a great actor. I mean, everyone.
No, he's great, but it's just like
right. If we're talking about great TV to consider for the next award season, I love Ted Lasso. I think it's really, really terrific. Jason Sudeikis is on right now. That show is really, really wonderful, and I hope he has he's getting a fake COVID test right now on screen. But I really hope Ted Lasso gets a lot of Emmy love and other awards love next season. It's really, really great.
So what else does it have coming up for their nominations?
Well, I think it's comedy series, and then
we get to start talking about Succession or Watchmen.
We'll be talking about Watchmen next.
I'll
So
put up
Schitt's Creek's winning. So
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
think it's
obvious.
pretty obvious.
maybe Curb Your Enthusiasm. Because
imagine if Curb Your Enthusiasm wins. Like, come on.
I actually enjoyed it. I wish it had gotten some guest acting.
That last season was hilarious with
It was-
the
oh.
coffee shop and every actor taking over the different businesses.
Spite stores. Yeah, that was great.
God, I love Larry David. He's like
Though
my,
I've been
he's like
saying
my
for a
spirit
while,
animal. I
I
love
can't-
the guy.
I can't wait to see a COVID-themed season of Curb Your Enthusiasm because he's going to have so much to say.
Oh, there's so much to say about it. Yeah, that's going to be incredible.
I like this that they're having people comment on things they like.
I'm just now seeing the bit. So for anyone's watching right now, they're doing the nominations. You know? And do we have any guesses that aren't Schitt's Creek?
They would be wrong guesses.
Right.
I'm saying The Good Place.
Here's
Yeah,
how-
what's everyone's spoiler, even though it's literally never gonna happen? What's everyone's spoiler?
Maisel.
Maisel, okay?
I'm
We got
saying
one
The
for
Good Place.
Maisel?
For real.
Good place. Going for Good
That would be
Place.
my spoiler because Maisel's taken home enough. The Good Place has walked away with nothing, correct?
Insecure
Yep.
would be a huge spoiler.
So far, everyone said something different.
I mean,
Well-
I'd love if What We Do in the Shadows could, but it's not going to happen. So realistically, it would probably be Maisel as a spoiler.
Yeah.
You
Insecure,
got Elton
they're all
John
coming
to
back.
speak for Schitt's Creek here in the clip setup. Okay, there you go. That's your win right there.
Recently minted
Right in
Oscar winner.
Lin-Manuel.
Oh,
All right, they're about to
Who
announce.
doesn't love him? The Count.
Oh my god, I want it to be something random.
Let's hope.
I mean, I don't, but
Yay, what a surprise.
What an exciting
pretty-
and surprising night it's been so far.
We've got
You know
Wait,
what? I'm happy
nobody
with
say
this night.
anything.
This
I
is
don't
the
wanna
best
know.
night ever.
Schitt's Creek
This is
got
the
upset
best
just
night
now.
ever.
Matt.
no, I'm still betting on. I'm gonna bet on Good Place.
Good luck.
I was right.
Yeah, no, I'll find out soon. Don't worry.
I can't believe I was right. Wow.
Hey, Elton John. Did anyone know?
oh, Max, I love you.
I love you.
You're literally living in the past, and it's great.
I'm living my truth, is what I'm actually doing.
You should go like right now in the past and like go get a lottery ticket or something. Or
Yo. Or
go
bet
place a
on the-
bet right before.
No, bet on these wins.
Look out for Biff.
Oh, that's funny. Well done. All right, I'm gonna tell you who wins.
No.
I mean, thank God for Netflix. I mean, I only discovered Schitt's Creek back in December because of Netflix. I was bored one day and I saw that I had seen the previews for it over the years, but it never really attracted me. And then I just was bored and I started it and I finished the show in a week. And then I showed it to my best friend the following week and we finished it in another week. And it's just something that we started watching on a loop because we were so taken by it.
Yeah, I would argue that Schitt's Creek put Pop TV on the map rather than the other way around.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely.
It's the first time in Emmy history that they've gone 7 for 7. It's the first time.
Really?
Especially in its
This is
final
history,
season.
guys.
How's everyone doing on their predictions?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm 6 for 7 so far.
I think I don't remember what I did.
It just stinks. This great season, all these wins, and they can't go out partying anywhere on the town.
Are you
They
kidding me?
do, they're
They got a
wearing
tent themselves. They're gonna just party with
Oh,
themselves,
that's
man.
not
I hope the other casts are all together like that. Succession and Watchmen.
with them,
That's insane.
and they're probably in Canada, so they're much safer.
That's true. Nothing to do with leadership or anything. Sorry. Hold on.
No,
It,
nothing.
no, we
Uh.
can admit
Black.
it. We can admit it.
Hold on. Use a 30-second delay to mute that. I don't want to lose any of our 700,000 viewers right now.
I don't know where you're.
None of our
I don't know
stars
what I was referring to, Stephen, at all. So
So it looks like we're doing variety talk series next.
All right. Let's
And then the TV movie categories. I for one, I don't know about you guys, but I'm predicting Paul Mescal and Shira Haas to upset in lead actor and lead actress of TV movie.
limited series.
Sorry, not TV movie. No, there's no TV movie nominated. What am I talking about? Just Hugh Jackman and Titus Burgess. Limited series. Do we think Regina King has it locked up?
You would think.
yeah, she's got it on
King
launch.
is, yeah.
I think Kate Blanchett's going to pull too much from her because she was. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Either.
I don't think so. I think no.
I think you're overthinking it.
What about Best Actor?
It's a year for the king.
Best actor, I think it's going to go to.
Was it Mark Ruffalo? Oh, are we talking about limited
It's going
series?
to go to Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman.
Hugh
Oh, yeah,
Jackman.
it's gonna be Hugh Jackman. Yeah, I forgot about Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
I
I
want
think
to
it'll
see
be.
his cute little smile.
Yeah, because the movie won last night best movie.
Yeah, but it's up for nothing. And I don't know if you watched. I don't know. Sorry, I know how I know this much is true. That is a devastating, miserable series to get through.
Chance. I mean that guy. I mean Blue Valentine, The Place Beyond the Pines. Like the guy literally just wants to.
Oh my
Make
god,
us
The Place Beyond the
rock.
Pines is like the
I mean, he's-
worst.
Also, this would be Hugh Jackman's first Emmy.
Which is. Well,
Isn't
I
that
don't-
kind of crazy?
I
No,
thought
it
he
hasn't
did
been- no, he's
some
won an
Tony
Emmy
stuff.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't his first one.
No.
This is his first
Oh,
acting
he has
Emmy,
the-
but not his first Emmy.
Yeah,
He's won for variety for
because he has everything but an Oscar, right? For an Eagle,
travesty.
correct? Because he has a Tony. Does he have a Tony?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he has
does.
a Tony.
Yeah, he does have a
And
Tony.
then he has a Grammy, and
Some soundtrack. Yeah.
for probably Greatest Showman soundtrack, and then
I like British Showman.
I like the soundtrack better.
and then he's got an Emmy, so
Yeah, but this would be his first acting Emmy.
yes,
Right.
Right. It's like Matt Damon for Oscars. It's like he has
Oh,
the
yeah.
win for screenplay for Good Will Hunting, but he doesn't have the acting win.
Well, the same thing with Ben Affleck too. I mean,
Right, exactly.
for producing and for writing, but nothing
Right,
else.
exactly.
He
That's
hasn't
why
even
when I
he
love it
hasn't
when
even
they
been
put an
nominated.
Oscar winner on some, like, but it's not. Is it like I know it
Right,
is,
like,
but we're talking about his acting right now.
Right.
Right. So this would be his first acting win. Well, which is right. Let's count it as that. Like he was the host, but it's his first Emmy win.
Well, I do think that, I mean, if you're looking normal people, to me, that's a show I didn't watch when I watched the first episode when it first started. I thought it was good. I didn't keep going, but then I went back to watch it when he got nominated, and it was wonderful. And even though Bad Education, even though normal people didn't get the best limited series nomination, it still has more nominations than both Bad Education and I Know This Much Is True. And so I don't think anyone thinks Jeremy Irons is winning, even though Watchmen is the nomination.
No, he's
Unless
fantastic.
they do a sweep.
He's fantastic on the show. I love Jeremy.
I thought his plot line was so separate in a way that just didn't appeal to me.
It's separate for a reason.
I know.
And it's great because it Abe, I don't know if you've read the sort of comic or whatnot.
Comic novel.
I have not, no.
And even seen the film.
I've seen the film, though. Yeah.
I mean, it kind of fits perfectly within the mold of the character. And then, as the layers start going off, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with his character. I just was like grinning. It was also good relief through the rest of the story too, to like kind of go off in there and have another puzzle box kind of wrapped in there, and that's what Lindelof does so well.
Right.
Yeah,
Place a puzzle box here
I
and reveal.
think that they're going to win for writing for Watchmen, but I don't think he's going to win for actor.
Right. I'm still
Writing,
upset.
I'd be
that-
okay with him winning the writing.
Yeah, Tim
I think
Blake
two things.
Nelson and Hong Chow were so good.
With Watchmen is reading the graphic novel. If you just watch this series, I was worried going in because I had read it and I was like, do I remember enough? But it didn't matter. It was such a great piece on its own. But then going back, rereading the graphic novel and watching it again, there's so much more. It connects in so many different ways. It's something you can watch over and over again.
Yeah, I'm always on the fence with Lindelof whether I'm going to like buy into it, and I'm so impressed with what he was able to do with that.
Did you like The Leftovers, Lucas?
Never watched it.
Oh,
Never watched.
Season 1 I thought was so excellent, and that nothing compares to that for me.
Are you really?
I thought season 1 was tough.
My issue with
I enjoyed
Lindelof is that he creates great season 1s.
No,
in case
watch The
anyone
Leftovers. You
cares,
have to go
in case
watch it.
anyone cares, the trailer for WandaVision just came out.
It was actually decent.
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
Coming in 2023.
Wasn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier supposed to come out before that? So like their whole timeline's just kind of thrown off.
I think it's just
everything is
so much production that has to be delayed.
And before the next award is announced, I have a very, very quick trivia. Y'all probably know it. Who has the most Emmy nominations as an individual?
Is it Lauren Michaels?
That's what I would guess too.
Interesting. Any other guesses? No?
Bueller.
Lauren Michaels? Lauren Michaels is the winner. What do you think? How many?
31.
It's like 94
31 wins. Sorry, yeah, maybe.
nominations,
Yeah,
right?
just nominations.
I'll say 107.
107. Okay.
94-ish.
94.
I'll say 94.
Any other? The answer is 91.
Oh,
Well done, Ryan.
Dang.
I saw it the other day.
You've won nothing except pride.
So David Letterman
I'll take that today.
to do
Yeah.
a variety talk series, which I think we all know what it's going to be.
Samantha Bee.
I wish
Doubtful.
I'd get it, but I have a feeling.
It'll go to the best one on television. I'll go to John Oliver.
Yeah,
I don't see how it doesn't.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I just love his show. It's
It's so good.
so good. Consistently each week. I mean, I always
I don't-
loved it.
I don't
Oh.
understand how David Letterman lives with this hairstyle, and this beard.
That's
I
what
always
can say. I'm
loved
growing a
Oliver,
Letterman beard. That's what I'm saying for now on.
On when he took over for Jon Stewart for that one summer, but now that he has like his own show and it's not weekly, and it is weekly and it's not daily, I love it. I love the show.
I've never found David Letterman funny, ever.
I'm not a big fan, but I understand like a lot of people like really look up to him. I guess it's just a little bit before my,
They're old white
I'll
men.
say- I'll show my age. Like, yeah, I remember Letterman well, and he was really funny back in the day.
like way back when he
Yeah,
was very edgy.
He was like
and-
the original Conan O'Brien.
yeah.
And I remember when Conan O'Brien had his show first on the air.
I will also say this is a very impressive show they're putting on.
Is impressive the right word?
It's engaging.
I think
You want
And
to choose like
creative.
another word?
no. I think that this
Inspired?
no. I am impressed with what they're doing. It's kind of all over the place, but I think
Don-
it's impressive.
John Oliver just won, and what a shock.
Right.
Oh.
It feels like an award show.
Hey, I
That's the
got that
thing.
one right. No, I'm just
That's
nobody
something
else. There was no one else to
to be
pick.
proud of.
I think John Oliver joins our group really well in the.
Oh my
series.
God.
I own those glasses. Should have worn them.
In my real life, I'm a government reporter. And whenever I write about things that I get really aggravated about, I'll watch John Oliver and he just makes it all better. Because he's like literally taking what I'm writing on the small scale and just being like, guys, listen.
I just think he's. I mean, no one. I mean, I thought Jon Stewart was just on another level with what he was doing and everything, but he is the closest thing we have to that right now. And
I mean, Trevor Noah is fantastic.
I mean, he's
is really great, and I like that.
John Oliver is like on another.
No, I mean, yeah.
Category.
I just, for me, with Trevor Noah, I mean, there are times I think he does a great job interviewing. I guess it's just I grew up with Stewart so much, and it's really hard to for me to kind of watch somebody take the man. I was like very emotional when Jon Stewart left that show, but he does a good job. It's just,
another one that does a great job that just I guess got canceled was Hassan Minhaj. He did
he was so good.
Patriot Act, and that was fantastic and so under the radar. And I actually preferred watching that over a lot of the other ones, just because of how well written it was and how he presented it. And I thought it was fantastic, and it's a shame that it's not going to be on another season.
I like Samantha Bee. I love her more when she does like her pieces, like she did at the Daily Show, more than when she's hosting. Because
I'm not crazy about Samantha Bee.
I always just thought that's when she was at her best, rather than being a host.
You guys watched Tuning Out the News?
I see a lot of advertisements for it on Facebook. It comes up on my.
It is really, really, really fun. I highly recommend it. It's really great. It's Stephen Colbert. It's great.
I honestly only really watch scripted stuff. I don't watch talk shows or reality or any of that. So those categories I sort of tune out here because I know John Oliver is funny, but I focus on the other stuff. So now we're doing lead actress in a limited series or movie, which is where we have some disagreement on what's going to happen here.
Little Fires Everywhere was kind of like a disappointment to me. Like I expected so much more out of it than what I got.
I found it to be really strong, but I think Lexi Underwood, who played Pearl, was the strongest member of the cast. And
absolutely.
No way she was getting nominated. But
are we all in agreement of Regina King?
Nope.
So I'm not either. I'm gonna go with Shira Haas.
Me too. Let's see it. Let's do it.
I know I'm probably wrong, but I would kind of love to see it. I also think Regina King is literally perfect, so like I'm not mad either way.
She already has a few Emmys.
I assume they're just announcing the nominees.
They're about to announce.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Regina King, which is great. I shouldn't sound unexcited. She was terrific.
She's brilliant.
I loved her. Yeah, I'm just surprised she won. I was with you guys. I thought Shira Haas was going to win.
No, it made sense, Regina King.
Oh,
it would have been a big upset. It would have been a surprise.
Now let's see her at the Oscars later this year.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I love the arc of her career, and how she went from being like appearing in movies here and there and whatever, and then she just went behind the camera and started directing a bunch of stuff and just appearing in different shows that kind of went under the radar, and now she's just blossomed into the household name that she deserves to be.
Right.
Did she start on sitcoms? I think she started on 227. So she had
I'm so happy that she won for Watchmen because I thought season 2 of The Leftovers, she was extraordinary, and that's where Lindelof kind of got the idea of writing something for her. And I don't think they ever should probably do one, but if they ever do a second season, I can't imagine Lindelof and her not being there together. They're just a dynamic team, and this is a wonderful win.
I would love to see a season 2. I think it doesn't have to be, it can be thought out. It can come in 10 years. They can take their time with it. But I think it doesn't need to just end with
Regina King
this.
won, guys. Regina King won.
Thank you, Max. Always very
I
proud.
got you.
Leading from behind. I like it.
Yeah, she started in
Max,
1985.
did you get your bet in?
With Marla Gibbs and her family.
Did you get your bet in for that one, Max? I just wanted to make sure.
Oh yeah. No, I'm currently paying for this apartment with these wins.
Still think it's going to be Shira Haas, right? Even after you've seen it and we've seen it.
No. I never said that. He slowly lied.
So we're also split on lead actor, right? We said Mark Ruffalo, Hugh Jackman, or Paul Mescal.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Jackman.
I do too.
I'm going with
I'm
Mescal.
gonna go
I'm not
Irons.
sure he's pronouncing his name the right way. Really? Wow.
Yeah, just again, I'm gonna be that guy. Or Jeremy Pope, 2-time Tony nominee in
No.
1 year.
I don't think that's going to happen.
That's not happening.
Oh, it's not. But
Hollywood wasn't it.
no, of course not. But also, no. I think it's gonna be Jeremy. It's not gonna be Jeremy Irons, but I'm gonna go Jeremy Irons. Final answer. I'll find out in about 20 minutes.
I think people would be I think normal people would be the most exciting one in this, because I don't know. I mean, I guess Bad Education has its passionate fans, but I really can't imagine there's someone who is I think people appreciate it. I know this much is true, but it's so grueling and so grim and miserable that Ruffalo is obviously very, very good, but
I mean, in the like you were saying with Place Beyond the Pines and his types of movies, the acting is fantastic, but you lose it because it's so long and depressing. I mean, I remember watching Place Beyond the Pines and I was just like, wow, this movie is just grim. And then it says 20 years later and I was just like, no, there's more. And I remember seeing that with my mom in an independent theater in our hometown and just, devastating.
I love
What
that
a waste of
screenplay
time.
though. I think that it's so weird. It's 2 parts. It's not a 3-act structure at all, and it's awesome for that. For The Place Behind Behind. It's one of the most unique screenplays I ever watched, I think.
It's a unique story, a unique screenplay and structure. It's rough to sit through.
And I mean, yeah, I know this much is true. It's only 6 episodes, and it's still such. I watched it and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch more. And episode 2, I was like, I really don't, but. But he still will probably win, even though I'm saying he won't.
So you're saying Ruffalo?
I'm saying Mescal, but again, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong, so I'm just going to keep saying it just in case I'm saying it wrong.
Which one of you did the limited series actor predictions? Are you not? I don't remember. There were so many of you guys. All I remember was Abe's because I knew when I was reading it, I was like, man, he hates Schitt's Creek.
Again, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
But he's not in this one.
I think I was apologizing for not loving it. I don't, I was already.
No, you apologized here in your descriptions of the characters. I was just like, whew.
I think if Abe hated it, he would have thrown his computer off of the balcony or wherever he's at right now.
Nah, I don't think he wanted to buy a new computer. No one has
Shit's
money for that.
great. You just throw it.
No, I really don't have a problem with it. I just don't see the magic everyone else sees about it. Yeah. I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's good, and I know that's an insult to everybody who loves it to even just say that. But I think because I've been watching all these Emmy episodes of all the shows that get nominated that I don't watch for the past 10 years, and this is not a show that I mind doing that for at all. The Big Bang Theory, another show I didn't love, but I always sort of enjoyed watching.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really love the Big Bang Theory, but I'm in the same boat. When I see clips of it on when I'm scrolling on Facebook, I always stop and watch just because they're funny and some of them are enjoyable. But I can also understand that hearing Sheldon's voice and after consecutive episodes can become very annoying.
All right. Most Emmy nominations for a program that is, I assume we all know what the most Emmy nominations for an actual program is, right?
This year?
For this year?
In general, in history.
Well, that's
Is that Roots?
the Saturday Night Live?
Depends what your question is.
So most Emmy nominations for a program. So that's not individual, just like a program. So like Cheers, Saturday Night Live, you're on the right track. Yes.
So
I'm gonna
all
go.
the
Yeah,
seasons
I'm gonna
combined.
stick with SNL.
Yeah, SNL, definitely.
All right. That is correct. What is number 2?
Game of Thrones.
Probably.
Ooh, that's a good one. Who just said Game of Thrones?
Ryan.
That was good.
Any other guesses?
They're starting to announce lead actor here.
Yeah, I think.
Great.
Game of Thrones.
I wouldn't know. Game of Thrones and then, oh wait, SNL, then Game of Thrones. Back to the program, which I can't watch.
I love your trivia, Max. I think it's great.
Thanks. I'm having a good time. And honestly, I'm the only one that really matters. Just kidding. I just don't know what's happening.
I really did like Bad Education. I thought it was very good. I was surprised it didn't do better.
I like it a lot. I think it's great. And I think he's fantastic. I think Jackman's extraordinary in the film.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
also
get
really
enough
liked-
credit for how great of an actor he is.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite actors of all time.
He was like, I'm not a big fan of Les Mis, the film, but he is in the film.
No, he's right. Les Mis, the film, is not good.
Not
but
good.
The acting in it is amazing.
Extraordinary.
Even Eddie Redmayne in that wasn't. Oh, I know we were just talking about Hugh Jackman.
Eddie Redmayne was smiling the whole time. That bothered me.
He also, no, never mind. I can't say it.
I'm down next.
That movie. That, if that's what that is called.
Mark Ruffalo. Wow. Abe, there you go.
I know. What can I say? I knew
Look at
like
him. He's so happy. Look, he didn't expect it.
he is a nice guy.
Wow. I'm actually
I
quite.
remember he tweeted about my county's one of our elections one year. I was like, Mark Ruffalo, get out of here.
This is his first win as well.
I saw him at a Q&A for Dark Waters last year in LA, and he just seemed really nice. Very passionate about the projects he takes on.
Oh, that's right, because he didn't win for the Normal Heart.
Jesus.
Shit. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. He didn't win for Normal Height. I forgot about that. He was fantastic in that. Him, and then Matt Bomer didn't win either, right?
I thought he did.
Did he? Okay, good, because he deserved that.
We should double check.
Ouch.
I know he won in some awards arena. I just don't remember if it was Emmys or not.
Emmy winner, Mark Ruffalo. I like that. Professor Hulk.
On the Globe.
I'm sorry, you're right. Matt Bomer did win a Golden Globe, not an Emmy.
Yeah, that's what it was. When I remember watching the Emmys and being like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, because
it only won.
Sherlock. The actors for Sherlock won over.
Yeah, which is stupid.
And it was
only won TV, movie, and makeup.
Yeah, it was their back-to-back year that they had won, and everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah, which is a whole different thing to discuss. Limited series and TV movie that you can have repeat winners doesn't make any sense.
I hate this. I loved Sherlock until like the last couple seasons, but I hate that what they do when it comes to submitting in these categories. It's ridiculous. Same with Black Mirror. Just go in drama. That's where you belong now.
Yeah.
Supportive wife.
Sobbing.
Who needs an audience when you have your family there cheering you on? You know, I don't think we ever need audiences again for any award shows. Just have to make sure you bring someone with you, you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
the two of them were genuinely shocked that he won. That was wonderful.
That was a great speech. Like, good job.
So I'm actually for writing, I think Unorthodox will win, but I know that's not going to happen. That was my prediction, though. It's probably going to be Watchmen.
Gotta be.
Oh,
I
look,
like that Unorthodox just came out of nowhere.
I like Damien Lindelof a lot, so give him all the awards. That's fine. Like,
Yeah, why not give every show all the awards? You know, say 3 shows all the awards.
No,
That'll be
yeah.
interesting.
Leftovers got nothing.
I know.
He only got stuff for the first season of Lost, really. And really, everybody at that time was giving all the credit to JJ.
Yeah. I love Normal People, as I said, but I don't really understand the 2 episodes that were submitted for directing and writing. I would have chosen other episodes that I thought were a lot stronger.
Leftovers got nothing. He only got stuff for the first season of Lost.
Are we echoing?
All right,
back
who's
on
watching? Yeah,
Yeah.
who's watching the live feed in the background right
Watching
now?
the Watchmen here. All right, who's doing it?
Watchmen.
Unbelievable was seriously underrated too. I'm very sad it underperformed so much.
Caitlin Deaver, snub.
Mhm.
Oh,
Wait, why is there a llama on my television?
There's no reason.
Alpaca.
it's like Al Pacino said something about Al Pacino or something.
Yeah, it was a joke. He thought he was presenting with Al Pacino, not an alpaca.
Haha!
Surprise! It's Watchmen again. Which again is great. Watchmen is fantastic.
Abe, you sound very, very upset about it.
I would just love to see a little bit of spreading the wealth, and that is not happening at all.
What do you mean? Schitt's Creek barely won anything.
Yeah, seriously. Give it a few
Watchmen's
more.
only
I mean,
one.
they technically
What are you
spread the
talking
wealth
about?
in their cast.
In all honesty,
It's gonna be Watchmen everywhere.
in all honesty, that episode of Watchmen that they submitted is impeccable direction.
I thought honestly, A God Walks Into A-Bar was one of my favorites, and
I mean, I think the second half of the season, more than the first, was just incredible direction across the board.
The pilot was
Oh, that
fantastic
too.
also.
I mean,
yeah.
just the whole thing. I mean,
I'm going to applaud whoever's watching our live stream.
I love when people think they're therapists. The true winners.
So, do we think it's going to be Yaya in supporting actor?
I think so.
man, I really hope so. But I think it might be Louis Gossett Jr. I think that's
Which wouldn't be upsetting at all, right?
No, he's fantastic. I just think the guy walks into A-Bar. That episode is the perfect episode to submit for someone for an Emmy, and he's extraordinary.
Which again begs the question of: is he really a supporting actor in that episode, or should he be like how should these things
In
be?
the grand scheme of the series, he is very much a supporting.
Totally, I did completely agree with that. But I don't.
There have been tons of supporting actors for years that they have bottle episodes that are. I mean, Lindelof does this. I mean, Lost is a perfect example of that. There are more episodes focused on certain characters than there are not. Like Terry O'Brien or whatever in that series as well.
Right. What I always reference as the biggest, like the episode wanted, was Željko Ivanek for Damages when he beat, Ted Danson, who was so much more central to the show. And the fact that Željko Ivanek had such a, first of all, I think he's a fantastic actor. I liked him when he was on 24. But I think that he had such an incredible submission that you forget that he's not quite as, central to the show.
No.
But I think the argument this year can definitely be made regarding Andrew Scott in Black Mirror that he is unquestionably a lead in his submitted episode, and so having him as a guest actor sort of feels a little odd, even though his performance is formidable.
Steve, you need us to mute?
Hmm?
Oh, I thought Steve was asking us to mute or something. So what's next? Is it supporting or supporting actor, right?
I think it's directing a limited series.
Oh, directing. Okay.
Will it be Watchmen? I wonder. The question is, will Jean Smart win? Can she win? Or is it going to be Toni Collette?
I think if it was me personally, I'd give it to Toni Collette. But I think Jean Smart's fantastic, and I mean everybody on that show is fantastic. It's
I wish Hong Chow had been nominated. That would have made me very. And same honestly with Tim Blake Nelson. I really wish that they had both been nominated.
It's like that third episode where she just has that sort of with the family and the baby situation. I mean, like that just sort of scene alone is like worthy of a nomination.
Right. She shows up and you're like, what the hell is she doing? Sorry, what the heck is she doing here? But she's so like, I am so invested.
Abe, I know you hate television, but like, please watch your language.
I do hate television. What can I say? We're seeing there's a trailer now for, I think it's, the Bryan Cranston show that's coming, I think in December now.
Breaking Bad Part 2?
Your Honor.
Yeah, Your Honor, it's with him and Michael Stuhlbarg.
Michael Stuhlbarg, an underrated TV actor, Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, that show.
That was an Emmy thing I was upset about. That season 1 and 2 were great, but season 3 was the best one, and that's when it fell off the best drama series list, which was upsetting to me.
Well, I mean, like it's a low key great show. Like,
yeah.
You know, it's not. You know, I mean, it was kind of hard. Like, didn't it like follow literally right after The Sopranos came out? Like it ended and like Sopranos ended and then Boardwalk started around that same time, if I'm not mistaken. So
something like that.
Somewhere in that timeline. So it was kind of like it had the burden of having that on its shoulders.
Yeah.
I think people expected it to be another Sopranos and it wasn't. It was a different show.
Well, it did very well with the SAG Awards. I know it won a number of trophies there, and that's the kind of difference we see in things that we don't quite see anymore with shows. But I mean, I guess this year with the SAG Awards, there was a bit of variety, which was nice. But obviously tonight, we're not going to see much of that.
Stop it.
There's 3 years between the two.
Am I wrong? I'm not saying it's bad.
Sounds like disappointed. We're not.
I'm very excited. Please give everyone
variety.
Same shows.
Some years though, it does feel like when there is a dominance, there's not a consensus though behind the dominance in terms of, you know, like when Modern Family went on its run and then Mad Men went on its run. Like people loved Mad Men. Some people hate Mad Men. Some people hated Modern Family for years. You know, there was like The Americans and there's all these other shows that were on at the same time and people were like, or Breaking Bad and whatnot.
Right.
I think tonight there'll be less of that because the 3 shows that dominated a lot of the conversation this year were Schitt's Creek, Succession, and then of course I think a lot recently it's been Watchmen. Like that's been the show of the year.
Right.
So I think it's just about, you know, those were the ones ahead of the class.
Exactly, like Fleabag last year. I mean, and Maisel in its first season. Some shows just stand out from the rest in certain years, and it results in them kind of dominating everything, and that's just how it is. But it's not, you know, it doesn't happen all the time.
I also didn't think Fleabag was going to win last year. I thought that it had a lot of competition in Veep and Maisel, and I was not at all confident.
I was so thrilled to see it because what a fantastic show.
I love season 1, and I still can't believe season 1 didn't get anything.
Oh yeah. I know, and that's why it was unexpected, because when season 1 didn't win anything, why would season 2? But the same thing with Schitt's Creek. When all the seasons are ignored for so long, and then it's finally nominated, what are its chances of winning?
Right.
So,
It's just that second season is a perfect season of television. Like, I mean,
I will say that Reese Witherspoon did a great job on TV this year. I know she wasn't nominated for any of her projects, but I do think that she was very good in them, and I think it's unfortunate that she, as an actor, isn't contending for any of those.
Well, I mean, the roles in Big Little Lies and Little Fires Everywhere were kind of similar.
I do think that there are subtle differences that she does.
There were subtle differences. Yes, I agree with you there, but they were too similar for, I think, for most people to appreciate the differences.
That's fair.
I mean, but she is a fantastic actress. And even in the morning show, I thought she was great in the morning show.
I was surprised the morning show didn't get a Best Drama Series nomination with all the enthusiasm for the cast, but it also didn't get a Screen Actors Guild ensemble nod either. So I don't know.
Did y'all like the morning show? Did anybody like it?
I did.
I thought Aniston and Crudup were amazing.
And Belle Powley, I think, is the MVP, the unsung MVP of the show. It's too small a role, but
I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. I felt like it was trying.
Better.
I felt it was trying to be like Sorkin-esque.
it certainly was. I don't know if that's an insult, though. I think that might be a compliment.
I don't know if it's I don't know. Because
I think the show had an agenda, and I think they were beating you over the head with it a little bit, too. So, like, you had a lot of sexual harassment and then women in the workplace and just a lot of different themes that are very topical.
We have our first surprise of the evening, besides Eddie Murphy. Unorthodox wins Best Directing. How exciting is that?
Yes. Love that.
Wow.
There you go. You got your spread of wealth.
Yeah.
There you go. Unorthodox.
Abe is so happy right now.
Not as happy as the guy in the back. If you're watching he's just so thrilled.
Oh no, I'm not. They're doing a New Year celebration right now for me.
Talk to us in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Rosh Hashanah.
Watch out for the guy in the back. He's just so visibly happy.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You know what? I'll say this, Abe. I am glad that they did spread the wealth here, because as much as the direction in Watchmen is great, it's truly astonishing. The writing in it to me just sort of excels more. And it is nice to see this show get acknowledgement, because it was an extraordinary television series.
Absolutely. And I'm seeing Alexa Karolinsky on the top left of the screen here. I got to talk to her a while ago when the show premiered. And I think that it does a really good job of representing Judaism. Obviously, it's critical of a lot of elements of it, but I think that its representation is so loyal and really fantastic. And I appreciate that in a way that I hope that those who are less familiar with what it's actually showcasing also can.
This woman's house is gorgeous.
Yeah.
All right, which one's excited? The guy who looks like Donny Osmond?
The only male on the there.
The guy in the back, are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's
he was
two
just
guys.
So happy.
I thought the guy to like her left looked a little bit like Jermaine Clement from like Flight of the Conchords.
That was the guy in the back who was jumping around, who was just like,
He was like, I want an Emmy. I mean, we want an Emmy.
Because my framing right here totally has the perfect framing for a like a paranormal activity type. Steve, who's that over your shoulder?
It's funny. So we're on supporting actor. Do we think?
Does anyone have like a Jim Parsons upset here?
Oh, this is
I don't know if that'd be an upset, but
if Jim Parsons wins this Emmy, where?
I mean, he did play a dirty character.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go, Watchmen.
Look at that.
Nice.
Crotch shot there. Yeah.
Not very common placement for standing up.
What a win.
Kids, go to bed.
Oh, and his reaction to when he got the nomination was incredible. He like ran around his house.
I love when they give speeches when they're genuinely surprised. Like I love that more than people who will just rattle off names. It just makes it that much more special and interesting to watch.
I'm also happy that
They
they're having people come in rather than just having pre-recorded speeches or something, because that way you get that element of it. So
He's coming for that Oscar nomination too.
Does he have a big enough role in that?
I think we'll find out.
Yeah, there's so many people in that movie.
That entire it's ridiculous.
I think the only one you can truly say will probably get it is Sacha Baron Cohen, and that's about it at this point.
I'm also thinking Eddie Redmayne. I think that's a Sasha, yes, but
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mark Rylance.
Mark Rylance. I also think
I'm over Mark
Joseph
Rylance.
Gordon-Levitt looks good.
When the day that Mark Rylance stole Sylvester Stallone's Oscar, I was done.
Oh,
I
you're
love
done
Mark
with
Rylance, but I would have loved to see Stallone
You were
get
out
it.
on the BFG at that
Stallone
point.
needed to win, and Mark Rylance stole his Oscar, and I will forever hold that grudge.
I just want to take a second to plug Juliette Rylance, who is his daughter, who is incredible on Perry Mason, and I hope is here for.
Wait, who did she play on Perry Mason?
Della Reese.
Oh my God, she's incredible on that show.
She's also in a movie that comes out this week called The Artist's Wife. She's just a fantastic actress, and I hope she follows her father.
I really do hope Perry Mason is here next year. I thought it was a little bit bumpy at first, but then towards the end it picked up its own pace, and I loved it.
It is exquisitely shot and filmed, and it's just
The whole
very
first
good.
season was like the prequel.
Yeah,
You know?
I started when I was watching. I was like, oh my God, this is like a prequel. I didn't even know. And then then they renewed it for a second season. Which
Clever of them to do that. Like
yeah.
You would expect him to be much further along. I honestly thought after the pilot that he would suddenly become like the lawyer, but they took the whole season to do it, which was interesting.
And it was sort of subtle too. Like I didn't see it coming because I was just following, so engrossed in what was happening. So.
And they made it for streaming because honestly, like the first few episodes, you're not sure about it, and then by the time you get halfway through, you're like, okay, I think I like this show. And then by the end, you're sold on it.
Right. They just showed a clip with Bob Odenkirk, and I just keep thinking about how different tonight would be if he was nominated. I think we'd be talking about Better Call Saul as a potential to upset for Best Drama Series. I think he would be the front runner for sure for Best Actor. Just a different world we live in.
Here's my prediction.
I mean, I also feel the same thing about Freddie Highmore not getting snubbed all these years for The Good Doctor. Because
that has always boggled my mind.
Like he played an autistic doctor. Why are we not nominating him? Like, and he's fantastic in the show. I mean, I don't really like medical shows, but The Good Doctor is where it's at.
That and House are my two favorite medical shows.
I won't lie, I'm on season 10 of Grey's Anatomy right now, but
Well,
it's okay. I'm only doing it because I'm being forced to.
Right.
Being forced.
No.
My parents still watch it every week, and I'm like, you do know that there's other television on other than Grey's Anatomy. You've never seen Breaking Bad, but you've seen every episode of Grey's Anatomy. You know?
My parents just watched Breaking Bad for the first time like a few months ago.
Perfect
Did they like
television show.
What? Oh yeah, they loved it. They wouldn't stop talking about how much they loved it.
I'm jealous. I'd love to go back and watch it for the first time again. Probably someday. I wouldn't mind amnesia. Go back and watch and tell my family, if I get amnesia, just let me watch great movies and TV shows again. Let me watch Back to the Future, my all-time favorite, again with a clear mind.
Well, I do think the best compliment I can pay Better Call Saul is that its narrative now is getting closer to events related to Breaking Bad. And I think that it's still its own show very much, which I really admire, because I didn't love the first episode or two of Better Call Saul because they were so Breaking Bad dependent. And I remember when the show was announced, I was like, I don't want a show about Saul Goodman. That sounds like it's going to be a slapstick comedy. That's not worthwhile at all. And the show really surprised me, really evolved in such a subtle way, because also it is not a fast-paced show at all.
No.
To be so engrossed in it when it is so slow, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it really is. You spend a whole episode of someone in the desert and you're like,
well, I don't think Breaking Bad was necessarily a fast show either. That was at times.
There was a lot of slow burn in that one.
Yeah, and I think that's great, because that's kind of what Vince Gilligan writes towards and has the directors with. But I mean, I like this because it does sort of, it feels like its own thing at times, even though it's set in this world.
No, they
Yeah.
shoot it like an indie film. They'll do an entire scene that's like 2 minutes long take from a wide shot. Like
Yeah.
nobody does that on TV for a reason, because it mostly doesn't work unless you know what you're doing. And they pull
It's
it
my
off
favorite of
eventually.
the bunch.
Yeah.
I was
think
really
next year
disappointed.
it's gonna get a lot more recognition because it's the final season and they're just kind of waiting for it.
Will
I
it
hope-
or still no? Because I
so.
think
it
no.
will. I think it'll.
I don't know. Well, what else is going to be out there? It depends what wins tonight. What's left over? Is there anything else they have
Well,
to?
I think that that's going to be the thing too, Stephen. Is like what finishes their season in terms of production to film. Obviously we know The Crown is coming back. They're already supposedly sending screeners out to everyone.
And The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. That has the second season reportedly finished, maybe. But then there's Lovecraft. That's going to probably be the big push. And I don't know if we'll have Succession. That might be the thing. Is it might be like a Game of Thrones situation where it has to take a year off because of the scheduling and in terms of filming. So
I do think Handmaid's Tale is supposed to be back in time. I think that's mostly done, or at least done enough that they're planning to start it within the season. I think the mid-year awards, Golden Globes and SAGs, will look a little different because there'll be a lot earlier focus. But we also have stuff like Fargo that's premiering next weekend, which obviously that's somehow still in the limited series category. But I think that's also, that was something that was so close to being done and they just pushed. It'll be interesting. I do think we'll have a lot of unfinished stuff that was not planning to take a season off, and then it's just going to have to because they want to do it right. So
Was Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist eligible?
Yeah, it won choreography at the
Yeah, no, I know, but it was such a fantastic show that I was shocked that it wasn't nominated for
I
even
know.
like supporting for
Peter Gallagher was extraordinary.
Gallagher. Yeah, and even Jane Levy. I mean, she was fantastic as I mean, the show wasn't just a musical. It was so much. It was. I didn't expect it to have the heart that it did. So
Right.
I was shocked that it was left out.
God, my thing about that show, and it goes with a lot of shows from sort of the big network broadcast television series like Fox and NBC and ABC and CBS, is they have so much, I guess, for lack of a better term, prestige award stuff that they don't push it. And I feel like with something like Zoe's, it's like NBC tries to push so hard for This Is the End, or This Is the End, This Is Us, and that's that they kind of forget that they have other stuff. It almost feels like those big ones, they just push their one thing as opposed to everybody else.
I agree with you, and I do think that Zoe's was just as good as This Is Us. And I mean, when you think about the quality, the story writing, and everything that went into it, I mean, just to make the right music, the right songs to fit those situations, and then the acting wasn't just a freaking musical where some girl hears music in her head. It was so emotional and heartwarming, and I mean, it was like This Is Us, where every episode at the end, I was like crying.
I still think it was a bit bumpy. I thought it was good, but I think it has a little bit more work to do to get there. But
what a great premiere season, though.
Especially when like a lot of network television seems to play it safe.
Do we have supporting actress in a comedy? In a limited series or movie? I say Colette.
Have we done supporting actor yet? Did they announce?
Nope. Yeah. Supporting actor was Yaya. This is
supporting actor was Yaya Abdul-Mateen.
Supporting actress. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got about 12 seconds.
Toni Collette or Jean Smart.
I want Toni Collette. I'm just gonna go with that.
Oh, Sarah Paulson. I met Sarah Paulson at a show once, and I was like, she followed me to the bathroom, and I was trying to be cool.
Ratched was really good. That's another one that's gonna be a big player. First episode.
Very mixed things on that. Wait a second. What is going on here with Tracy Morgan?
He's saying he's
Tracy Ullman spot. God. Oh, I love Tracy Morgan.
He is pretty funny.
I've never been a Tracy Morgan fan. I don't find him funny. Can we just get to the winner? Come on.
Who do we pick? I think
Colette.
Colette. I like Jean Smart though. She was great.
Uzo Aduba.
Uzo. That, I mean, she is an Emmy darling. They love her.
Yeah, wow. I was just shocked that she won because I thought all the Miss America castmates would kind of cancel themselves out.
They love her. I mean, she's the one that stood out of the bunch with Orange is the New Black too.
So this is her second win, right? Because her first win was for 2015
two.
Orange is the New Black.
She won for guest actress and then for supporting actress.
Did
Both
she?
for Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
I would have loved to see Ari Grainer or Elizabeth Banks nominated. That's quite the suit. It's very shiny.
So dapper. Remember when he did Kangaroo Jack? What a terrible movie.
What?
Kangaroo Jack. Wow, what a throwback.
That was like the first time I ever saw him in anything. That was like when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think it was that or Transformers, maybe. The donut scene in Transformers. It's like
Then I remember seeing him in The Departed, and I was like, what's he doing here?
That was fun to see him there. It was like, no way, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
so good in that movie.
I love that film.
Does anyone have any bold predictions for the rest of the evening?
Zendaya.
Yep. I also still feel totally uncertain about, aside from Succession and Watchmen, I feel very uncertain about all the drama acting categories.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are pushing for Aniston to win actor, but I mean, Olivia Colman, it's hard to get past the love that people have for her. And then you have someone like Zendaya who can totally, upset. But I think it's a race between Coleman and Aniston.
But what about Laura Linney?
I'm not an Ozark fan. So.
Ozark got 18 nominations, which is tied it with Succession, and it's just, I don't know.
I'm not so much of an Ozark fan. I tried. I really tried.
It gets better. I watched all of season 3 after sort of sampling earlier.
It's just like the realism of it, like throws me off. Like how they just keep surviving and getting away with it.
I thought it actually got worse. I thought every season was a little slight dip below.
But what about Laura Linney's performance?
I mean, Laura Linney's great, but
yeah, but I don't know. Bad food on a sinking ship is still bad food. No, wait, I did it reverse. So wait, good food on a sinking ship is still on a sinking ship. So
food is food, if I'm concerned.
And they're usually buffets on ships.
Water's up to your neck.
Lots of buffets.
Can you imagine going to a buffet right now?
I mean, I'd hope that there's a day where I
No.
can be excited about going to buffet. Buffets are wonderful. They're just highly dangerous right now and not a good idea.
That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine? I would rather gouge out my left eyeball with a spork than go to a buffet.
Is there any way that Unorthodox beats Watchmen for limited series? I say
No.
No.
It did win directing.
All right, guys, I just came back from the buffet.
It'll be the shock of the decade.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna.
I don't think it would be the
That-
decade.
I mean, Watchmen was just so big.
Oh man, I don't want that to happen. The think pieces tomorrow on that would be.
I think once you hit episode 4, people had crowned it. Unless people say, "Well, hey, it's gonna win. I'm gonna throw my vote somewhere else." So what? If not the decade, what's the win of the surprise of the decade?
I was so excited about Jodie Comer last year. I never thought that she was going to beat Sandra Oh. That made me so happy.
I was happy with that too.
And I just didn't see it coming.
Yep.
Max,
Oh,
are you
no.
caught up with us now, Max?
Oh God, no! I am just listening to someone else's. I'm just listening very
Oh yeah,
carefully.
someone
I
else
heard
is ahead. One person is like 2 seconds ahead.
Well, I was about 3 minutes behind, so I said I'm just gonna mute mine and just
I
listen
think
to
you're,
everyone
like 10
else's.
minutes behind.
Yeah.
It's got a good shirt.
Yeah, the alpaca's still on for me. Just kidding. That's not too surprising. I think it was a huge thing.
What? The alpaca?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though is that it's still going to go to 11. This stupid show.
I want a longer show. I want more clips.
Well, now they have the opportunity because they're not going to be like cut off by all the music, so they can talk for as long as they want.
Which is really nice, honestly, I think.
Oh, I agree.
I don't like when people are cut off, even if it's going long.
However,
Yeah,
Kama,
they did that one year with Sterling K. Brown where he was up there giving his speech and they started cutting him off. And he even said, he goes, they didn't do this with any of the other nominees or any other white nominees. So what the hell is this?
it's like when they cut off Parasite for Best Picture.
What the
And then
hell
everyone
was
was like,
that? Yeah,
they
they
were
were
like-
like bring him back up. Yeah, that was an
I was like,
incredible.
are you kidding? This movie just made history by winning.
Like
I mean,
Joaquin
like,
Phoenix talked for 10 minutes about pigs and cows and their babies being killed and whatever, but we can't get
right, but because
Parasite
it was
in minute.
Joaquin Phoenix, they're like, yeah, you can talk, but like Parasite making history, they're like, no, you get
No,
2.5
we don't want
seconds.
that. No.
But there's also been a trend with the acting winners for the Oscars having won most of the precursors the past however many number of years. It feels like decades and decades. I know it's not, that they just give the same sort of speech at every single thing. And so especially to hear from those who haven't won everything the entire time would be
Right.
Yeah, no, I actually thought the one person that was like speech was so long it made me just angry was Renee Zellweger because it was so incoherent. And
Yeah.
I heard she was very nervous, but it's like, just say thank you and leave. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't.
Especially because they have given so many speeches before.
Yeah, she had won before. You know what I mean? So
I
that's
mean-
why.
If you go to the list, they should cut you off. If you're coming from the heart, they should let you go.
Well, both time Aziz Ansari won his Emmys that he let his writing partner talk, and he didn't even say anything, which was really nice. I thought that was cool. Obviously, he would have liked to, but it was nice to give the platform to someone else.
Was that when Lena won?
And for I think season 1 also.
Because I love Lena. Her speech was awesome.
Speaking of Lena,
Oh, what's happening? I love her. I can't tell.
she's
That's
here
not-
talking now.
My
Oh.
queen.
for a second there, I was like, that's not Lena. That's Cynthia Erivo.
Now we have Lena up here, one of these pre-recorded segments.
Oh.
My queen. I guess I should get cable.
Just in time for the Emmys not to be on.
Yeah, when we asked you to host it, we kind of thought you did. That was like.
I'm just here listening and watching and enjoying, but I assume no one has cable.
You're enjoying the
Well,
free cable audio.
Yeah, no one in New York has cable.
I'm enjoying the cable at my parents' house.
Right. Like if I had that, I'd be like, oh,
Oh, I
my
don't
mom
like.
has
I'm
it.
moving back to New York next month, and I will not have cable because that's too
Right.
expensive. I'm using my Fire Stick and my smart TV to access everything because I am not paying for cable.
Well,
I know.
I was using my personal hotspot to watch, and it's just behind, and I can't even set up a TV because there's no Wi-Fi.
I mean, like at a certain point with all these streaming services out, and then you do, you buy this or you buy that, you're ending up almost having a cable subscription at the same
Exactly. That's what this is gonna turn into eventually. It's not
Really-
gonna be like
The only reason why I ever have cable is to watch, because I watch sports, and that's the only reason why. Otherwise, if I didn't have sports, then
that's what I'm really close to, because I would love to be able to watch all Cleveland sports, but that's for another video. That's not about the Emmys.
I thought it was.
Awards radar.
Max,
We also talk sports.
Max, are you sure
I
you
got in memoriam.
Charity show.
Cleveland sports?
Ryan, what'd you say?
I was saying, are you sure you want to watch Cleveland sports?
Careful. I do.
What do we close out with?
Oh my God, there's so many. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Chadwick.
Jerry Stiller.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
There are a lot. This was not a good year. A lot of people
yeah,
died.
Jesus.
Especially
The
the last
Paul
two.
Reiner.
Like,
Yeah, Reiner.
Mm.
the
Oh,
in memoriam that they did last night at the Creative Arts Emmys, that was really, really long. They had a lot of people and were highlighting some of them. It's sad to see some people die, but it's nice to see so many people highlighted because it's not as watched a broadcast. So it's good that they really get to honor everyone, hopefully at least.
I mean, who else thought that the Chadwick Boseman thing was just like a mistake? Like when you got the push notification, I got it at like 1:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Wait,
I
what?"
swiped away because I was like, that's
No
funny.
way.
Whatever.
Like Heath Ledger.
Oh,
Right.
when Heath Ledger died, I mean, I cried. That
But
was
it's the same thing that you're like, no, this person is so, you're like, it's not.
no, like
No.
this person's alive.
Same with Philip Seymour Hoffman. I was like, for all three of them, I was like, there is no way. This is some TMZ nonsense. I mean, we were all, me and a bunch of other friends of mine, we were doing a fantasy football thing, and we were all happy and everything. And then I was like, oh, let me check my phone. I haven't checked it in like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first thing I saw. I was like, thanks a lot, 2020. And
Yeah, when it was, I saw some tweets with people saying, "Oh no," and I'm like, so I'm trying to figure out what it was, and they didn't say, there's no hashtag or anything. So then I go down to the trending, I clicked on his name, and I was like, couldn't, maybe COVID or something, and I couldn't believe it. It's still shocking.
Yeah, it's been an interesting, bad, awful, interesting year. Like Parasite won this year.
Yeah.
And if
That's
the
the only
Oscars
good thing that's happened this
But
year.
if the Oscars had been 3 weeks later, there's no way it would have happened. They
Like,
weren't as early as they were.
oh my God, that is crazy to me that was this year.
It's been a very long, tragic year.
Yeah,
I know I graduated high school this year, and look at me now.
Wow.
that's right. That's right.
I'm
COVID
always shocked
really aged you.
when I look at this water bottle that it says 2020. I'm like, there were no film festivals in 2020.
Yeah,
That's not a thing. What are you talking
That's
about?
hilarious.
That feels like years ago. I like how this is assembled, this montage.
Yeah.
Oh, Max von Sydow. I'm one of the few fans of Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
I was about to say, I remember when he was nominated for that,
Interesting.
and everyone was like in an uproar.
I didn't
You
know.
might think I have terrible taste from talking tonight, but I promise I like a lot of good
No,
stuff.
I like that movie too. I thought it was very well done, considering.
So there's two of you.
What's the song that's playing? Because I can't hear.
Nothing compares.
Nothing compares to you.
Thank you.
Kirk Douglas. Oh yeah, Kirk Douglas.
Guys, no.
The struggles along the way
I just got chills. What an icon. I just remember watching him in 42 and thinking, this guy is going places. I can't wait to see what he does with the rest of his career. And it's just, I mean, he did so much considering how sick he was, which is so impressive.
The man played like Black Panther while battling cancer. He made right. He made Black Panther, Infinity War, and Endgame while having cancer. That is insane.
All the while making Marshall and
right.
Yeah.
Five Bloods, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yeah. I mean, the guy went out there to make a difference, and he did, and he's an icon for it. And
he played remarkable people.
Oh yeah, always.
Like that's like he only took projects that like were important.
Yeah.
To play Jackie Robinson and James Brown. I mean,
right.
Back to back. Yeah.
And then to play just an iconic character in T'Challa.
Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah, Thurgood Marshall too. I mean, I remember I remember about a week or so ago, I started going back because I was doing like best of the year stuff or just kind of looking back on Oscar stuff, and I went back and I watched some of the clips of the Five Bloods, and they just, I mean, all his stuff now just rings in a different way than when we originally saw it. And to just think that he's like sick the whole time. And like I saw photos of him and he was very thin, but I just was like assuming, you know, roll. Yeah. I mean, like, I mean, cause I don't want to think, oh my God, he's sick. Like some people did on the internet, and that's horrible. It's like,
people on the internet suck.
I mean, and yet we met all of each other here because of the internet.
Sorry, most people on the internet suck.
There you go. But no, it is tough. I think it is like Ledger because of the fact that it feels like we got a lot of great stuff, but
there was so much more
surface. You know what I mean?
I mean, my mom loved Heath. I mean, so do I. I'm not saying my mom, like, I didn't care, but like, I remember we still have the conversations to this day whenever we watch a movie that had Heath Ledger in it. And she always says he was a young star who went too soon, who had so much more in him. And, you know, luckily we were left with the legacy of, you know, Dark Knight and Brokeback Mountain and 10 Things I Hate About You. And, you know, we have those, but imagine what more he could have done after The Dark Knight. I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
because that no one expected him to be as good as he was playing the Joker. So imagine what more he could have done.
I mean, that would have put him on another stratosphere.
Yeah.
People would have saw that. I still think he would have won the Oscar too.
Oh, absolutely. I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think I mean, I can only imagine the performances he would have got, or he probably could have had anything he wanted at that point. And
he would have been he was, but like one of the great actors of this generation of like, you know, he would be up there with Leo. He'd be up there with like, and this is a different age gap, but like with Leo, with Hanks, Denzel, like that, when you think like Joaquin Phoenix, when you think of him, like all those guys, you're like, he could have been there.
I think a lot of like about like Robert Pattinson right now, and sort of the career that Pattinson's had. And I really think that like a lot of the risks and a lot of the like sort of like he's great in everything he's in, even if the movie's not that great. I feel like that was Ledger a lot too. You know, like something like A Knight's Tale isn't like the best movie of all time, but he brings such charisma.
Yeah. Good word. Yeah.
He's just so, I mean, like he's great in I'm Not There. I love I'm Not There. It's one of my favorite Todd Haynes films. And when he kind of does the actor's version of Bob Dylan's career, he's so good in that. And people forget about that because of Blanchett and Bale and everything. But he's fantastic.
I always loved Bruce Greenwood in that film.
Oh, as the interviewer, right? Yeah. I always feel like that movie,
underappreciated. He's an underappreciated actor in
I
general.
always feel like that movie should be in the Criterion Collection. I've always said that. I think that's. But yeah, no, I miss Chadwick already, and
Do you think he'll get an Oscar nomination for The Five Bloods or no?
No, he's gonna probably get
Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yeah, and
He's playing opposite Viola in another August Wilson. I mean, that screams Oscar for me. And I think his role in Five Bloods, although it's like brilliant, I think assuming it's a little bit bigger in Ma Rainey's, I think that's where it's gonna be.
Supposedly, I mean, it's one of those performances that kind of like teeters between being a lead
and yeah.
But since
I think
is running Delroy in lead, I would assume that they're doing that so that they can clear out that conversation and focus.
Which I think is the right answer. We can talk about that again another time, but
a lot of other conversations to have.
So many conversations. One day I'll be caught up.
I'm a very big fan of Friends.
Friends reunion going on right now. Is anyone watching?
Yeah, I like Friends a lot. I didn't love the last 2 seasons, but I thought the rest of it was great.
Also, the table read of Fast Times with her and Brad Pitt was good stuff.
Max, a trivia question for you. Who is the only regular member of the Friends cast never to be nominated for an Emmy for that show?
Courtney Cox. Oh, sorry.
Did you know that, Max?
I actually did, and I have to admit something.
Never watched Friends.
Uh-oh.
I'm about 2.5 seasons in. I've been about 2.5 seasons in for about a decade.
Wow.
It's okay, Max. It's okay.
All right, we're now.
All you have to do.
I have seen Avengers Endgame 35 times, though.
The Masked Singer. I want the Masked Singer to win.
I enjoy
Me
Nailed.
too.
I don't watch the rest, honestly.
It's gonna be RuPaul.
I'd say I'd like.
It should. I
Nailed,
wanted. Wait. This is RuPaul. RuPaul needs to win. It's the best show on television.
Oh.
It will.
Drag Race.
I was a huge advocate for the Masked Singer.
There's two live.
Masked Singer is my number 2, but RuPaul's Drag Race is the best television ever.
But I was a huge advocate for the Masked Singer when it first came on. I was like, what a great idea for a show. Like how funny and innovative and how
it's
crazy
so dumb.
Stupid.
It's so great.
It's so dumb. But like I watched the first season and everyone was like, why are you watching it? That's so dumb. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's brilliant. And then
it's brilliant.
Then as the seasons have gone on, friends have been like, so who do you think like the bee is?
Oh yeah. No, it's a brilliant concept. It's so stupid. But it's really, really fun because it could be literally anyone.
And I love that it creates, at least in my workplace, it created a lot of discussion of who it was. And because I was the only one that really cared about pop culture in our newsroom, I always got them. I was like, especially this most recent season, I was getting them all. And I was very proud of that.
My wife, after the first episode, spoiler alert for Masked Singer if anyone hasn't watched, after one episode, she said Tony Hawk. After the clue thing.
Yeah, with the turtle, I knew right away that was Jesse McCartney. Like I held tight on that, and one of my coworkers tried to fight me, and I was like, no. I know. I grew up listening to Jesse McCartney. Like this.
Right. I did that with Gronk too, because he made a wrestling reference, and I was like, that's Rob Gronkowski.
I call that Gronk. That's the only one for me.
And then the country singer Hunter Hayes, when he was the astronaut, and it took me a few episodes to guess him, but I was glad when I got it right.
Already some sort of hate online tonight. I was reading on Twitter about
mistake number 7.
Well, Schitt's Creek winning everything.
Who are them?
Oh, just people. Not Abe. It wasn't Abe.
But did they dislike Schitt's Creek, or they just want to see a little?
They didn't like the fact that it was all Schitt's Creek and that it was all white winners and.
Oh God, come on! I understand, but like.
And that it wasn't. It's not and then there was arguments about diversity, and it's like it's literally an LGBTQ story. You know,
You do have diversity. I mean, you may not have.
Nothing's perfect. It's better than a couple of years ago. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, there has been plenty of outside of the Schitt's Creek, outside of the comedy category. There has been diversity among the winners, so it's not like it's lacking. And like you just said, it's an LBT. Oh, you have gay characters represented in the
There you
show,
go.
so those are minorities. It's too many letters. Those are minorities. Those are still considered that, and you know the fact that it's highlighted in such a big regard, and even like the 6th season having 2 men kissing on a poster. I mean, that was huge. You don't see that. I mean,
for their campaign, for their
campaign, yeah. So I mean, that's huge in itself. You may not have, you know, I guess diversity and cultures on the show, but there is still it's a monumental step forward for a show like that to get the praise and adoration that it did.
And then Watchmen's wins, and you know, yeah, it was a duo. And
what do we say? What do we say that about a Succession?
Because you
well,
got
that's if they run the table tonight. I mean,
but we have Yaya, we have Uzo, Regina.
I mean, I do think that the Emmys does a great job of being the most diverse.
Yeah, I mean, if
anyone
anyone
Aside from the Tonys, yeah, probably.
Aside from the Tonys, yeah. I mean, the fact that Oscars can't get with it is just ridiculous to me. But the Emmys always has a good group of people, and they have.
Yeah, they do okay. They do okay.
I mean, even with Unorthodox, you have the Jewish culture represented.
I was just thinking that.
I mean, it doesn't all have to be, you know, skin color. It has to do with a lot of other different marginalized groups as well.
Although
Yeah.
I'm still so disappointed about Pose. I really liked. I didn't watch Pose when it first started. I watched it last year because of its Emmy nomination for best drama series, and I really was hoping it would get nominated again this year. And there's such a great trans cast that I would have loved to see represented, and it was disappointing that just fell off the map.
I still think Billy's got a good shot tonight too. Like
Always.
He won. Everybody loves Billy Porter. I mean,
yeah,
he's an icon right now.
Yeah,
as he should be.
But do you think he can win with it with no other support for his show when he has up against all these people who do have that?
Well, I mean, he is the representation for the show, and that show really did campaign so well. I know that I had a lot of friends that were interviewing a lot of the cast, and yeah, I mean, they put in the work to get those nominations. They didn't, obviously, which was really sad because I thought their second season was actually better than the first season.
I agree.
And I think that there is a case where Strong and Cox eliminate one another.
I think it'll be Bateman though in that case.
But I mean,
it's gonna be Baby Yoda.
Bateman has won stuff before. I mean, they do like Billy Porter. I mean, it's kind of he's a previous winner.
They like Sterling K. Brown too. I mean,
yeah, that's true. I mean, it could be Sterling K. Brown.
I mean, he does.
I feel like he was more thrown in though.
Too. Sterling K. Brown does tremendous work on This Is Us. I mean,
I would have loved to see Justin Hartley this year though, but I don't think moving him up to lead was the right timing.
No.
He's never been nominated, and I don't understand that.
No, he was nominated for supporting last year.
Hartley?
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown does tremendous work on This Is Us.
Chris Sullivan was nominated, not Justin.
No, Justin Hartley was nominated. Maybe not last year, but I think it was not last year.
I don't believe he's ever been nominated.
I could have sworn he was.
I think he's the only adult blood member of the Pearson family.
You're right. I'm thinking of the Critics' Choice Awards.
Yeah, no, along with Asante Black. Yeah, it's just he's got 2 nominations for Critics' Choice Awards, but I don't. Yeah.
Has Justin Hartley been nominated, Max?
Max, tell us.
He's a researcher. Come on, Hosty.
Well, my computer isn't working, so I am just here.
Joey, if you're watching, time for a pay cut.
Yeah.
Also, Max, I'll go back to something you said, Max, which is you talked about Baby Yoda. I will say that if there's one show that's nominated this year that I really, really actively don't like, it's The Mandalorian.
Oh, once again, you could not be more wrong, but that's okay.
I watched really to see. I was like, why?
Okay.
Why do people love
your
this show?
smile is so fine.
Indifferent is actually probably a better word, but I just like because especially when watching the Emmy nominations being announced.
That was shocking.
Getting the best drama series, it was like, wait a minute, these are not the nominees that we're expecting based on what's just been announced. Handmaid's Tale probably should have missed out. Killing Eve definitely shouldn't. Stranger Things, like it just didn't make sense tracked with everything else.
It makes no sense, but I'm into it.
It's like the Independent Spirit Award nominations this past year, where 4 of the Best Director nominees weren't nominated for Best Picture because they're completely different, like nominating committees. But it was so bizarre that they were just.
How many Emmy wins does it have though right now?
I mean, I think it was 7, which is too many.
I don't know.
Wait, what does the Mandalorian?
I'm a little with Abe on it, actually, to be honest with you. I watched the first couple episodes and I thought it was okay, but I was generally shocked.
Oh, I was shocked.
Genuinely shocked when it got nominated, and I was like, where was the campaign for it? Where was the and it just must have been people bought Disney Plus and watched it all. Because I didn't see a lot of people really talking about it.
Right. I also had heard people said like there's one bad episode that's terrible, and I was like, which one is that? It could be any of them. I didn't understand. I still don't know which one it is that people are talking about.
But
yeah,
I mean,
I watched the first 3 episodes again today, and I felt the same. Pretty much indifferent. Like it's okay. It's okay, Star Wars, but other than that, it's not.
It's like Solo.
Take the Star Wars away from it, and it's just it's a show that no one's talking about.
Well, you take the Star Wars away from it, it's a Western.
That's why I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Give me more Justified instead. That's fine.
I really just think people fell in love with it because they want to see good Star Wars for one. Which I think after The Rise of Skywalker, it's like, yeah, I'll take that. I don't care. And then I really do think they got swept up in the Baby Yoda stuff like that.
Which I don't understand.
Swept up in
that thing, whether you like the show or not, I mean, it is adorable. And that keeps in your mind when you're thinking about best stuff and traction and people talking about stuff. And it was very smart by Disney to do it week to week rather than just release everything.
Right.
My daughter saw me watching it today, and she said, "Why are you watching that again?" And we watched it the first time, and I said, because I felt like I missed something. I didn't like it that much the first time, and she's like, "It's not that good." And I'm like, and she's 12 years old, and she's right. It's not that great of a show. You compare it to Succession or Schitt's Creek or a lot of these shows, Watchmen, of course, and it doesn't compare. It'll be forgotten. It'll be remembered for Baby Yoda. Maybe if next season might get better, but the first season, it's okay TV. It's good background TV.
It reminds me a lot of Heroes. And that Heroes in the first season got a ton of love for being very different and very, within the canon and just within something totally different we hadn't seen before. And then I'm not saying that the second season of Mandalorian is going to be bad or anything. I haven't seen any of it. But I do think that the luster for that will die away. And I think the great thing about the pandemic was things that we didn't think were going to get nominated, got nominated, something like that. Right. So you have the Mandalorian get in as opposed to something like Big Little Lies, which people were just like, oh, the second season's not really that great anyway.
I actually liked it better than season 1, but I know I'm one of the few.
Yeah.
That's the theme of tonight, right? Everything I say, everyone's like,
yeah, Dave, you got to get your shit together. I don't have Wi-Fi, but
But I think that it's a little bit like that.
I also think that Heroes, while it had a few very good episodes in season 1, was never a great show, even season 1.
No, but it grabbed a hold of the zeitgeist and it grabbed hold of enough people to get those nominations. So, and I think that's what Mandalorian did. Plus, I think it just really benefited. There were select shows that benefited from the pandemic.
Right.
And I will also say that I wasn't a big during the pandemic a giant TV watcher. And then when Mando came out, I watched it, and then it inspired me to get back on the TV grind. It was one of those shows where you're like, oh, I do love TV. I'm gonna stop watching 6 movies a day and maybe watch it on television. Not that has anything to do with the Emmys, but just credit to Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It kind of does, I think. I think if people were wanting to relax and tune out the world, and it wasn't in your world, it's something completely different. Baby Yoda. It's giant creatures. It's chasing down eggs and Jawas. You know.
Well, I would
It's
say
an escape.
then choose Stranger Things, which I'm very happy got in, because I also, especially because that show always airs so much early, like it's like one of the
Very early.
air, so that it's so delayed by the time Emmys come around. And I thought season 3 was great, and I was shocked after it didn't get anything, because David Harbour, I think everyone thought would be.
Oh my God.
And for him not to get in, because he really, I mean, much more than Millie Bobby Brown, because I think she takes a step back in season 3 a little bit. But I mean, that's another one. I don't think we're going to see season 4 till like 2027. But
Yeah.
hopefully sooner.
I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm starting to fall a little bit of fatigue with Stranger Things. I think its first season is one of the best seasons of television I've seen, and then I thought season 2 was just bad. And
really,
yeah,
It took me a while to get into it.
And I think this season it just took a long time for me to get back on. And I know they have like 2 or 3 more seasons they're talking about, and recently and stuff. And it's like, guys, I can't do 9 seasons of Stranger Things. Okay, I can't start getting into the 90s with you guys and stuff. It's like,
but you're going to anyway.
Yeah.
Which is the point.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I might give season 4 a shot, and if it doesn't hook me in it again, or if I'm not compelled by the
Ryan,
end
this is the first time you and I have spoken in person. You and I both know that is some bukkake BS. You will watch every single season.
No, it's see, I'm not like everybody else. I don't have to watch every show. I try to watch as much as I can, but I can't get to everything. I rather personally,
Sure.
I try to get as many movies as possible, and
stuff balancing the two.
But if you don't hook me in within your first couple episodes, I'm gonna stop.
I'll also say that's even truer for streaming shows, because I find that there's so much, even now, somehow there's so much premiering that, like Ratched, I loved episode 1. When am I going to watch episode 2? Because if it wasn't being spread out, over X number of weeks, which a lot of other stuff is, I prefer that, because then I have a timeline to watch. Otherwise, I don't know when I'm going to. I was a little interested in Away with Hilary Swank. Episode 1 was fine, and Woke with Lamorne Morris, but I don't know when I'm going to go watch further episodes of those, because now there's no urgency because they're already available. I like it more the other way. So we're back with Jimmy here.
I like when I'm on a deadline, because that's when I watch the most shows.
There you go.
When I have a big story I have to write, I procrastinate the hell out of the whole thing, and I just watch as much. Oh, here's actor.
So I'm saying Strong. What else do we have?
Strong. Yeah, he's the
I'm
most
rooting for Cox, but I think it's
drama actor.
What if it happened? What if Steve Carell won?
Oh my God, it's just
Jeremy Strong.
Yeah.
Look at him, he's shocked.
Oh man.
He's been around for so long doing such good work, though.
He was so good in Masters of Sex, along with Betty Gilpin in the later seasons.
So happy that he won.
Did you switch our?
So deserved.
Oh yeah, we have it at number 1.
Nice. We requested to switch it up earlier today, but he's got internet issues. So.
What do you mean? He said from an empty apartment.
Oh, he's crying.
Awesome.
Also coming for that Oscar nom.
Yeah, but again, he's been around for so long doing such good work. It's nice to see him get his due.
Yep.
What else was he in?
He did what was the? Oh my God.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. I just.
No, I'm forgetting the name of the movie with Steve Carell and
The Big Short.
The Big Short. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God, I'm exhausted.
And then he was in Lincoln.
Yeah.
And he was in
Zero Dark 30.
He was in everybody's favorite, The Judge, with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he played the brother.
I watch that every weekend with the family.
I remember he was in Serenity, the movie, which was terrible. So I try not to cite that for him because it was such a bad movie.
Serenity, what a class.
He's also going to be in that Leonard Bernstein movie, which I'm really excited about.
I think this also for him, it really boils down to episode submission, because I think that like that season finale, it's just, especially compared with his work in Brian Cox's episode, I think it really
I don't even think that was his best episode to submit. I thought was it like episode 3 where he like shuts down that kind of startup and.
Yeah, to me that wasn't as compelling because it's sort of what you expect, this like quiet, illogical compliance, and the fact that when you see him so devastated talking to his father, you know, about what his needs are and what you and I really need this, and then of course we won't talk too much about the ending of the season if there are somehow the intersection of Succession fans who are people who haven't seen Succession season 2 but are watching this live stream right now. I don't know that those people exist.
It's so good.
Spoiler free.
Oh.
I got into it more, even though I didn't originally like it so much.
I just thought season 2 was just, I mean, obviously after season 1, it's when they tried to push Logan out. I think that's the turning point for the entire series. And then everything after that is just so much watch. But I mean, from the moment of the first episode of season 2, I mean, I was hooked. I mean, I watched the first season of Succession this year, and I had binge watched it like in a couple days. And so I was like, I got to, I think the second episode of the second season, and I finished it and I was like, oh wait, I have to wait till Sunday now? Like I was so mad at myself. I was like, I need more. So and I mean, everybody across the board, like I was so happy that Cousin Greg got nominated, because I think that he's so good on this show.
I think that was over enthusiasm for the show, but I've heard enough people say it that they value his performance that I'm not like Schitt's Creek. I'm letting it go. I think it's fine. But I also would have really loved to see Holly Hunter nominated. I thought she was terrific from the first scene she appeared in, and Annabelle Dexter-Jones, who played Naomi Pierce. I don't know why she wasn't even on the Emmy ballot. And to me, it's like if you're watching a show so closely that you're nominating all these people, including Harriet Walter, who I do not think needed to be nominated for this season for her guest appearance. I don't know. I have a question from a friend who texted me who said, I'm not looking at my phone, but asking how some of these actors seem to have, or the winners have trophies on hand so quickly. Is every nominee given one, or what's the story with this?
Yeah, no. I was wondering that. I was thinking that when it handed to him, does everyone have one sitting there and they just, as they lose, they walk away with it? And
it's probably like they did for the NFL draft. They all had like their hats lined up.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what I'm assuming.
The excitement of those showing up at your house, the Emmy showing up and thinking it might be mine, and then it goes away in a U-Haul truck.
They're like,
I remember,
have a great night.
I remember them saying that they were going to give some or tell some ahead of time. That was what they were thinking about doing. But
John Oliver's looked like that was ahead of time.
Yeah, like John Oliver's feels like, okay, we literally knew we were going to, well, I mean, shoot, he probably knew he was going to.
Right.
But he literally, like they literally gave it to him, I guess, in like some box or whatever. But and he made a bit out of it. But yeah, I think for the big awards, they kind of try to keep it secret.
Right. I think that's what they did for the Creative Arts Emmys too, because they had all these recorded videos of people, but they didn't have any of the guest acting winners. All of them weren't on it because, again, that's sort of a something I want to keep. But I remember years ago, I went to live, like an actual show of the American Comedy Awards, I think they were, and Seth Rogen was there for This Is the End, a movie I really do not like. And he was like, yeah, they called us up a few weeks ago. I know, my taste is terrible.
Hi, Abe, stop!
That he was like, yeah, they called us up a few weeks ago and told us we were nominated and that we won. So we decided to show up. And it was like, it was an obnoxious comment that like, oh, well, you knew you were going to come. You showed up.
Hey, if you're going to tell him, at least going to make fun of you for, you can call you, that was a calling out. That wasn't, Rogen's a nice guy.
I love some of his other stuff. I just don't, like, I'm a big Superbad fan. I like Knocked Up, but I don't know.
Abe, did you like Longshot last year?
Which one?
Longshot?
Yeah, I loved it. I saw it at South by Southwest.
Longshot is just fantastic.
Oh, that was great. I love that. And I also really liked Good Boys, which he was.
You were at the screening last year?
We could have met in person.
Could have. Oh.
I was sitting in the front row when they brought out Boys to Men. I was like, this is cool.
I was like a couple rows back from Rogen on that side.
Yeah, Paramount, the only place to go is the front row. Anything
lead
else?
Lead actress.
All right.
All right.
Everyone shut up.
I love that. I also really liked Good Boys.
Lucas, how are you? How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to.
I like your picture.
I had to feed some cats.
Mm,
Crying in the background.
sure.
Are they jellicle?
Stop it. Stop it.
I think she can do it.
The camera.
Let's see.
Zendaya.
She did it! Woo!
Called it.
Zendaya won.
That is awesome.
I think I just woke up my parents. Holy shit, Zendaya! Oh
Yep.
my god!
The one time you swear, my daughter's sitting next to me. Yes.
Oh no.
I don't think she's gonna be able to give a speech.
Zendaya!
I think
Give
she's
me
too
a
excited.
high five. That's a good win. Oh my god, cry girl, give her the best speech.
Can't wait to watch this speech in 10 years.
Good for her. I'm so happy.
Thank you to my family and my team who's all here. I'm really grateful to have all of you here. To the incredible cast and crew of Euphoria.
Especially that last episode, man.
Yeah.
That was incredible. That was incredible work.
I'm gonna go watch the whole thing again.
Let's get Hunter Schafer nominated next year too.
I am so happy.
Olivia Colman's already won her awards.
Our TV show doesn't always feel like a great example of that, but there is hope in the young
Oh, I'm not on mute anymore.
Max, Zendaya won.
Oh no, I've heard the rumor.
And I mean, listen, everyone else, yeah, most, well, hold on.
It's pretty awesome. We discussed it. We said there was a path for her to win, and they found it, or she found it. So fantastic. This is a great night, actually. Watchmen, Schitt's Creek. After this, I don't care what else.
And it's just Sandra Oh who still hasn't won. Everyone else in that category has an Emmy.
Yeah, and what the hell? I mean, now that I'm watching Grey's Anatomy, Sandra Oh deserved. She really did. She deserved something for Grey's Anatomy. Christina Yang is an incredible character.
We know that writing is going to be Succession, right? There's not even a question.
After that, we'll see. I don't know.
Well, it won last year, even though Ozark has a lot of nominations. I don't know. Just like we saw that Unorthodox beat 3 episodes of Watchmen, I think it's easier to not have to pick from just one episode. Even though Game of Thrones and other shows sometimes did it, I think it's easier this way. I mean, Aberfan was an incredible episode of The Crown. And both of these Better Call Saul episodes, which make it even more.
I love the Bagman.
It makes it unbelievable that those 2 episodes are nominated and that double.
That's the biggest disappointment of is the lack of Saul love.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be Succession here. Let's see.
Oh man, should be The Crown. It should be.
I mean, it was for someone who is not a big gung-ho Succession person, this was a very well-written episode.
I didn't know Jesse Armstrong was British.
I found that out last year when he accepted.
I did not know that. That's nuts. All right.
The things we learn, right?
I just assumed him working with McKay, like McKay would get some American to do it or something like that. But it makes sense that why he would write a blistering thing about the Murdoch, inspired on the Murdoch.
Right.
I agree with you. That episode of The Crown that still to me was that might be the greatest thing Peter Morgan's ever written. I mean, it was truly. I mean, he's written about the royal family for years and the monarch, but I mean that episode, it just blew me away.
There are 4 episodes this season that did that. It was Aberfan, Margaretology, Moondust, and I can't pronounce the one Josh O'Connor's first episode.
Oh yeah,
Tim Sogg. So I don't know what I don't speak the language, but
it wasn't. My favorite episode was like the one with Tobias Menzies and him and like him struggling with, I guess, with like his faith, or
that was with his mother, Bubbykins. Yeah, that one was good too. So now I actually, for directing, I'm predicting Homeland, which probably isn't a smart idea, but I thought it was very good, and I gave up on Homeland a season or 2 ago, and I don't know, because she's never I don't think she's won before, and I think it would be a good.
That would be a good way for it to. I think it's Mimi Leader though. Big name on the table.
Oh boy. Succession, and that's which episode is this?
This is straight from the heart, and that paper in front of him.
This is for Hunting, which I did not particularly like. I much preferred This Is Not for Tears, which is also nominated here.
Oh, is that
apparently Zendaya is the
right?
youngest lead actress drama winner of all time?
That is really that makes me so happy that you won.
Me too.
I kept going back and forth about having her as my sleeper, and I was like, nah, it's too much of a stretch, and to see her win,
especially considering where she came from, you know, being a Disney darling and everything. You know, they like Emmys normally write performances like hers off because of her age and because of the subject matter in the show.
Well, it also shows that they also watched the show. That was another show.
I mean, it's HBO too. I mean,
well, yeah, but you know, I mean, HBO just moved mountains for Watchmen this year in Succession, and so I really do think that her win, while it's a great win, and I love the win, and I think the show's incredible and should have had more than just her.
Yeah.
It shows that the pandemic did help viewers in the extended time to watch her screeners and us started kind of this groundswell and that, yeah, most of the other, nominees had already won too.
I mean, they're established,
Yeah.
they have their awards too. I mean, at some point you do have to open the door for someone else to walk through it.
Yeah.
Sandra Oh doesn't.
I mean, Sandra Oh is just, she's overdue.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know what Sandra Oh has to do. Well, I mean, probably have a better season than Killing Eve. Probably.
I had to check. I thought she won for Saturday Night Live, and I was like, no, I think she actually didn't win.
No,
I predicted her to win for Saturday Night Live, and then she didn't.
Well, I know she was the 1 year or a couple of years she was nominated for Grey's Anatomy and went to Chandra Wilson, and then of course Katherine Heigl.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's happy about that win.
Yeah, no one's happy about that.
The season that Katherine Heigl won for Grey's Anatomy, she wasn't even the standout of the season. It should have gone.
She cut the cord. That's the reason why she won that Emmy. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, Chandra Wilson, I will say, deserved it those years.
Oh yeah, because she's amazing as Dr. Bailey.
Yeah,
but Sandra Oh is just on she elevates that show. It's just ridiculous. Whatever.
So these two wins, Succession won for 2 different episodes. One writing for the finale and directing for Hunting, the Boar on the Floor episode.
Boar on the Floor!
Which I was still at that point being like, why is people like the show? And then I got much more into it later. I don't know. I thought there was just a choreography to This Is Not for Tears, the finale, that was so that would have taken my vote definitely between those two episodes, even though that would not have been my choice.
Man, I love that Boar on the Floor episode. I love the hunting episode. There's some dark things about Succession that you just laugh at because the dialogue is so quick and snappy.
Right.
And then there's gags like that I just laugh at, like when Matthew McFadden is throwing bottles of water at Greg when they're under lockdown. You know what I mean?
That was a good episode. So who do we think is going to win supporting actor? Do you think I'm betting on Billy from the morning show, but
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a good.
Anyone except for Jeffrey Wright, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Not that Jeffrey Wright is an exceptional actor. I just don't think he has the material in season 2.
Year for Westworld, though. He was very good on it.
Who do you think will win is a question, or who should win?
Will?
I don't think Esposito. I didn't love. I really don't love his character in Saul. It's actually one of the weakest points. I think it would be better off if they, like you said, stayed away from the Breaking Bad a little bit.
Although his episode was very solid. It was a good one, and I thought it was a good callback to Breaking Bad without overtly being that I didn't remember some of those characters, and it didn't feel like it was just leaning on that, mythology. So episode-wise, I think he did
build up, but it's still, I think the way they work with Saul and the whole and Kim, it's an unnecessary crutch. I'm gonna say McFadden support. No, Culkin. I'm sorry.
It's tough though, right? I think they're going to cancel each other out.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be Billy Crudup.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's going to be Crudup.
I think it's going to be him or Culkin.
Yeah.
What about Bradley Whitford?
Culkin's so good.
He won last year for the guest.
He's won a lot, and he is good.
He's a darling there, but I just
not in this category.
Bradley Whitford,
not with all the stat competition. I mean,
he's won Emmys for
West Wing.
3 different shows now. For West Wing,
he's incredible
and Transparent.
There's no debating that. It's just the category is pretty stacked.
It's gonna be Braun. He's gonna shock
the Braun. I'd love it.
That's why I think no one's gonna win for Succession, because I think everybody is gonna split the votes.
If anyone's gonna win for Succession, I think it'll be Culkin, because he's been around and he's part of the main group. You know what I mean, of the Roy children. So they'll.
Who did the article for this category?
Bradley Weir.
Bradley.
Oh, never mind.
He's in England, so he's probably sleeping.
Yeah.
I think it could be Giancarlo. I don't know.
They already gave him an Emmy, didn't they? When he did the.
Anything for Saul.
He did not win for no, and he didn't win for Mandalorian in the guest.
He lost for Breaking Bad to Aaron Paul, which I couldn't understand for that season. I thought it absolutely should have been him.
McFadden should win for his work in the assistant. His 2 minutes.
All right, someone has to give me an update when they know.
Billy Crudup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, Apple TV Plus just became.
Oh, poor Nicholas Braun. He looked like he was so excited, and then he couldn't say.
Oh, I gotta rewind.
You see how pale he is? That's how I look on a daily.
So 2 Dr. Manhattans won tonight.
I was about to say that. I was going to ask Max a trivia fact.
Sorry. I took that away from you, Max. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You all are leading it. I'm just kind of here to just look at your beautiful faces. Maybe by the next time I'll have cable or something, because obviously streaming is not the option.
In the future. Yeah,
it's not away from Max like the Lakers took away LeBron.
Hey, I would have said something rude, but it's okay. He got me a championship, and it was one of the greatest nights of my life. I sobbed. There's a video. I'll send it to you later.
This win is the least exciting, or this is my indifferent win of the night.
Oh, I thought he was exceptional from the first moment I saw him.
He was fine, but I'm just
I just love Billy Crudup.
All the chills as Zendaya gave me chills head to toe. All the Watchmen wins, I was happy with. This, I'm in 5 years, I'll say, who won? Oh yeah, that show.
Oh, I thought he was so good. I don't know. Still.
And this is Apple TV's first win, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I think.
But you can watch some of the other stuff. Little America is fantastic. It should have been nominated for something. Well, that alone. But
I praised Ted Lasso before. That's a good one. I also enjoyed Little Voice.
Oh, yeah, I
But
heard that.
those are both next, not this season.
Next year in Jerusalem.
What's the one from the guy from Always Sunny?
The new one on
The
Apple
video
TV?
game. They do like a multiplayer. Well, I guess no one knows. I'll look it up.
I don't know. Dickinson was good also, and I can't. I'm not supposed to talk about Tehran next, but that starts on Friday, and that one is a show that exists.
Mythic Quest is the one you're thinking of.
That's it. That's it. I've just started that.
It's good, and I'll say there's an episode in it that is like has none of the main characters. It's like a breakout episode. That is one of the best representations of a married couple or like people in love working on a creative project that I've ever experienced. It's like so close to home, it hurts.
That's great. So for supporting actress, what are we saying? I say Snow.
Helena Bonham Carter.
That's probably right.
Ooh, I forgot about Julia Garner.
I know it's like there's too many.
I still think it's gonna be Helena Bonham Carter.
I'm gonna go Sarah Snook. Why not? Just why not?
Julia Garner again.
I'll go Garner.
She was very good, but I'm still sad that Tom Pelphrey and
Oh, there you go. Last second call. Garner.
Janet McTeer, who was so good.
It was Garner?
Yeah, Garner. That was a nice surprise. Again, sorry, Billy Crudup, but
That's a good way to give something to Ozark.
I do think if Bonham Carter had submitted Margaretology, she would have won.
Abe, there's your sort of what do you call it? Passing
Spreading the wealth by giving a repeat winner.
There you go.
I think that cancels it out. Thank you.
Garner's the best part of the show, though. She's the heart. The real human element of the show.
Really good on the show, and I thought she was really wonderful in The Assistant that came out earlier this year.
Do you think that will do anything awards wise?
Good.
Maybe Indie Spirits, maybe Gotham.
More than
That's
that.
about it.
Yeah.
It's a very quiet movie.
Yeah, it is.
It has no buzz to it.
One of the things that really worked for it was just so you're trapped in this world with her, and it's so effective in that front.
Industry people.
His 2 or 3 minutes or whatever on screen deserve to be recognized. I don't think they will be, but
I could see her squeaking in at maybe like the Gothams or at like Indie Spirits, but not. I mean,
I think it's a relatable film because I think a lot of people in the industry know that this kind of stuff happens, and so
it just depends. I don't remember the studio that has it. Maybe I think Bleecker Street, maybe. So we'll see.
We have America Ferrera on now, and I have to say, one of my all-time Emmy misses that I really wish had been nominated is Becky Newton for Ugly Betty. I thought she was so terrific, and I'm just, given that Ugly Betty did so well initially, it's sad that a lot of the supporting cast that was so good never.
Isn't that like didn't like after season 1 of Ugly Betty, it kind of start fading away too in wins and.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that.
I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying it's like that's.
It's an unfortunate Emmy trend. A lot of shows that stay good do that. Like
I remember the second season of Lost. I remember it getting so many wins its first season, and then the second season it didn't get nominated for Best Drama. And I was like,
same with Desperate Housewives, which was the same year, and that was a very jarring. Like, what happened?
And then it took them like two more seasons.
I think that was also the weird year where Kevin James got nominated for The King of Queens and The Sopranos got snubbed for its actor. Like it didn't make nothing made sense. They changed the rules.
They were throwing darts at the board that year.
Like not nominating Bob Odenkirk for Best Actor. Like what's going on with that?
I think now it's different than back then. There's so much on television now.
Right. And I don't actually love the I think it's interesting, the idea of having the number of nominations in each category match the number of submissions. But in terms of someone who like looks at statistics and remembers nominees year to year, like that's never going to be possible again. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, Best Actor had 7 nominees this year and 8 the next year and 7 the next year. Like it's just impossible to keep. The Best Picture for the Oscars is hard enough with fluctuating nominees. And so,
well, I think Best Picture for the Oscars is different because I mean that's a movie that's like 2, maybe at the most 3 hours, like The Irishman, and you've had all year to watch it, and and then there's months of leading up to it and everything.
But it's changing to 10.
Close to 10 hours for just one thing, you know what I mean? And so
but is it 10 hours or something like Fleabag that the whole thing is 3
yeah,
hours?
it's like 6 or
Like
6. It's 6 to 10.
I think much as we all obviously love awards, and I really do, I think there's an arbitrary designation of these are the X number best of the year. And so as you keep expanding, and the Emmys did this a long time ago that they expanded to 6 nominees, and I was like, I think 5 is just a number. And once you keep adding more, should we not nominate the 12 best actresses on TV this year? The answer is, I think we should if there's that many good actresses, because I don't know. I don't think it's a perfect system. I think at a certain point, you're just adding more. We're going to end up having 30 nominees per category, in 20 years.
Yeah, I think like with the Oscars, them switching back to just a 10, I think for television series,
That's the right move.
I think that they should do that. I think it should just be a flat 10. There's so much television. Plus, then that helps not just the streaming platforms that are starting out, but I think also network, broadcast television as well, like NBC or CBS or Fox, to have some of their shows being included, because I do think that a lot of the time, and I kind of mentioned Zoe's earlier. I mean, like you could stick that in a comedy or musical category at a Golden Globes for sure, and you can stick that
more
here.
of a drama. I mean, I understand why it would be in the musical.
Yeah.
I'm saying the Emmys for it to be considered, but a show like that, I mean, there's just too much on. I mean, and it's not a bad thing that there's too much on.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like it would be good to have some, not just Netflix, Amazon, and AMC or whatever dominate.
Yeah.
Broadcast is still doing good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they have good stuff too. I mean, like I know it's on CBS All Access, but it is CBS, and I like The Good Fight. You know what I mean? And I think, everyone's talked about Delroy Lindo this year for the Five Bloods. It's like I've been watching him on The Good Fight for the last couple of years, and he's been knocking it out of the park. And so,
I also thought This Is Us this year was better than it's been in a long time, if not ever.
Yeah, this last season was very good.
And that was disappointing that even a show that was Emmy loved, even though it never actually got quite the enthusiasm it should have.
For whatever reason, I never understood that. I mean, you talk about the writing on that show. I compare it to Zoe's because it's the same way. It's just so intricate in the storylines and how it all comes back full circle.
I do feel, though, I don't feel this as much in the most recent season, but I do feel it is often very emotionally manipulative. And I never love shows that are so grounded in flashbacks that they're meant to shock you so much and they lose sight of wanting the storyline. And I had that problem with Damages and Bloodline also, that were so centered on what can we surprise you with at the end, that it wasn't rich drama. But I think it's gotten better over time.
But I think that's also where Game of Thrones lost its edge, was because it was like they were trying to balance appeasing the viewers while also shocking them. And It turned out that they just pissed them off.
And that's why I like something like Westworld, because Westworld, these things happen and I'm like, I don't even understand what happened, but it is so startling to me. But it's I don't need to be surprised by it. If it's a surprise, it doesn't matter as much because I'm still impressed with the richness and depth of the storyline. Even if I said I saw this coming, it doesn't matter because it's still clever and rooted in something that is clearly very intentional and planned out. But I know that's a divisive show. We only have two more categories, right?
I think this is it.
It's the last one.
Succession.
Yeah.
Like Succession and Night.
Succession, good night.
Succession.
But of course, it's 11 already.
Oh.
Or 8 o'clock, I should say. I don't know why I'm talking not in my time zone where the show is supposed to be coming from.
10 o'clock in my neck of the woods. So.
11 o'clock over here. But either way, they're going to go over. There's not even a real show and we're going over. But hey, there's Sterling K. Brown.
Maybe it'll be This Is Us.
Hey, but like
write a nominee.
But see, that goes back to it was so much television, and people only only knew who he was when he did O.J. Simpson. But I had watched him for like 6 seasons on Army Wives, and it was on Lifetime, and no one watched that show. I mean, I watched it, but like, it's great to see him finally get his moment. But
he also said he wants to be. He's like, hire me for Succession, hire me for Ozark. Like he wants to be on all these shows. I always
he's a great actor.
If he was on Succession, I mean.
Well, but I love hearing these things, but then I remember that Eric Stonestreet, I think it was the Justified producers were talking about wanting Eric Stonestreet to play a villain in one of the seasons of Justified. And I was like, that would be amazing. But of course that never happened. He'd be great on Succession though, I think.
Are they doing the nominees?
He's making it doing a little bit.
Yeah.
Lovely.
He's taking a little time. He's Sterling K. Brown. He can take as much time as he wants.
While they're doing that, we just, I mean, I haven't been able to watch most of this, but we just all want to say thank you to everyone who did watch, and we are very, very happy. And this has been a great evening. Lots of great discussion. I've learned a lot, mainly get cable.
And Abe has controversial opinions.
Abe has controversial is the word. 4 hours of sleep does this. But an exciting evening.
Yes.
And we're just very thankful for everyone who was able to watch. And next time, we'll all have the same stream.
All right, here we go. Sorry, don't want to interrupt, but
It's gonna be Mandalorian. I know it.
I didn't even hear the name, but I hear the music. That's enough for me.
Yeah. He said it very low.
there you go. I didn't hear it either. That's funny. I was waiting to not hear it.
For that Nicholas Bertel score, and I knew it.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Well done.
And
Peace
thanks
out,
for everyone
Buffaloes.
who was on this chat. Y'all are awesome. This is gonna be fun.
There you go.
Thank you, Lucas,
Is the
for
next one the
making
Oscars?
Yes, Lucas. Thank you.
hours and hours and hours to make this, to bring all this shit together. Oh, there goes my
There
swear.
you go.
There was a lot of swearing tonight. Not that much, but
Language, Stephen.
Amazing job. If it wasn't for him, we would not be here. It would be a bunch of worthless emails. So thank you, Lucas.
Yeah, it looks awesome. If anyone's watching it, it looks really cool. Huh?
Are we gonna come back for the Oscars?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to. I think
We'll come back and we'll get drunk for the Golden Globes. How about
Sure.
that, guy?
yeah.
Golden Globe
Get
sounds
going
fun.
on the Slack channel. We can get drunk for the season premiere of Masked Singer if you want. Who cares?
Oh,
Oh, Max.
you just spoke my language.
You guys listening to his speech? He just unthanked. That was good.
Is he like going hard at a certain politician?
Yeah, Trump and Boris. Hold on. I'm coming down.
I'm DVR'd, so I'm going to be rewinding.
I just want to watch Zendaya's reaction again. That's the only, and all of Schitt's Creek's reactions. But that's me for the night. But it was nice
Well,
seeing
that's
you
good.
guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're
Thanks,
awesome.
everyone. Bye.
Consider world.